The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on this spaces by the hosts are for entertainment purposes only. We're here to review the Joe Budden podcast we love while kicking their back in with love. We just potting niggas. What up, though?
What's good? What's good? What's going on?
It's exciting day, exciting times, exciting times. What a
Hey,
time to be alive, Dash.
yeah, Dash.
Hello?
That's where you come in at, big dog.
Hello? Hello? Yo, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
What's good? What's good? I hear y'all loud and clear, loud and clear. What's good? What's good? The fuck is up?
And you better rep for Canada today. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Big Maple Leaves.
Big Maple Leaf is crazy.
Fuck.
What a time to be alive. Y'all, what's up? Like, how was your day?
That's crazy.
They was pretty chill. I've
It
been
was, it
waiting
was
to hear the
cool.
worst takes ever. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear all the worst takes.
Well,
Had to keep it very, very zen like today. Today was the calm before the storm because I know it's about to be some clashing in this motherfucker today.
nah, we're gonna have some peace today, Stag.
Shit.
Yeah, that's peace. That's peace.
That's
You know
peace.
that's peace. That's big piece for sure, without a doubt. That's big piece.
So what's up,
Well,
guys?
we have Parks coming today for the Parks Q&A, and then we're gonna try to get to the shits. That's what that and dot 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 for, because I don't know what it's gonna turn into in here. We also gonna try to get through some pod shit. I guess I don't know, just as a general icebreaker to y'all, because I seen this on the pod. You know how I do with my icebreakers. I don't never tell y'all, you know, I never tell y'all what I'm about to ask. But when the last good lie y'all got away with?
Whew. The last one. Damn.
Yeah.
I want to go last.
Hmm.
Well, never mind. Fuck it. If y'all ain't got nothing out the gate, the first one that came to mind was I told my girls once upon a time. I said, whenever we get a house, we'll get a dog because they was pressing me for mad long about getting a dog. And between y'all and me, I don't want no fucking pet. I don't. I like dogs. I like cats. They cool and shit, but I didn't want to. I was just thinking about all the upkeep and shit. I didn't want no damn pet. But then we went and bought a fucking house. So I've been walking around the house just scared for my life since that day. But that was a pretty good
Yeah,
lie
because
though.
you know
It
you
bought
could
it
be
bought it
tripping
bought me
over
a,
a little
it bought
puppy.
me a, it bought me a few years. It bought me a few years. I can hold
No, it didn't. You're gonna be tripping over a little puppy soon.
you. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. I'm gonna be mad as hell.
Juicy, is it a safe space? Can you tell us the last lie you got off?
I don't really. I'm one of those like stupid people that be telling the truth even when you shouldn't. Like I've literally like had to fill out. I filled out a darn thing for a job, and they were like, "Have you ever used marijuana recreationally?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And of course, I didn't get the
Oh
job, and
nah.
they were like, "Did you really answer yes to that?" And I was like, "Well, I just figured y'all wanted me to be honest, and it's just marijuana."
Nah, you
So
gotta
that's the
say never in my life. You gotta say never in life. Never in the history of life have I ever.
So
that's
that
the
matter of
last
fact, that's
lie
my
you
lie
should
then.
have got off.
Well,
Yeah, that's
that's
the
my
last
lie
lie.
then. That's my lie then, because ever since then, like, hey, ain't nobody even got my pee. You ain't never had my pee. So I lied to these jobs. There you go. Thoughts and views, people. Thoughts and views. I'm just joking.
uh, the, the last lie that I told was I was at work and this girl was blowing on my phone and I told her that I was on the phone with somebody else even though I wasn't. I was busy with another coworker.
Oh
So
Jesus.
yeah,
Toxic Tony.
The typical type of lie. No, that's the safe one though. I wasn't doing something that you thought I was doing, but
yeah, one of those.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, all right.
those are good ones. Those are the safe ones. That's the ones I feel like we shouldn't even be getting in trouble over.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts and prayers. Dash, you got anything?
The last lie I got off. Damn, I can't even remember it. It's been that long, guys.
Nah, it's been
I'm
like
gonna.
6 hours. You
Remember,
probably
remember,
lied this
remember
morning.
the
Yo,
the last
shit.
the last good lie. Remember the last good one, like a really really good one.
Yeah, I just don't answer my phone when I want to fucking get off a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't lie. I just don't answer my damn phone. But no, I don't remember the last lie I told, bro. Not a good one at least.
Damn. Damn,
Oh, my
you just
bad, big dog. Shit.
you just that wholesome. That's
Captain
what you tell me.
Canada.
No,
Captain Canada.
no.
Yep, Captain Canuck. It's him. It's really him.
Yeah, I work in exclusive, so I be lying all the time. So
Yo,
yeah.
Mr. Micah, can we have a pizza party next Friday? Oh yeah,
Hell yeah,
absolutely.
we
Hell
got it.
motherfucking yeah,
We
little
doing it.
Billy. Be lying like
Yeah,
hell.
yeah. No, we on spring break next week. They don't even know it.
That's a good one. That's a
Oh,
good
I
one.
cannot wait to send my kid to school tomorrow. I have had him all week, try to work with him. Lord, praise Jesus, spring break is over. And let me tell you, I was so mad too because I didn't realize they had a teacher planning day like the Friday before spring break. I went up to them.
Yeah.
They were like, "It's teacher planning day." I was like, "What the hell y'all got to plan before spring break for? You got to plan spring break?" Like,
Yeah, John. Yeah, they got me too. You know, I'm in the next county over. But yeah, they got us too. They got us with a little Friday right before. But the funny thing was the spring break day was the Friday prior to that week. But then they had the nerve to plan the following Monday for one. I was like, what the hell do y'all need an extra damn plan day for? And then cancel the
Hey,
motherfucker.
hey, hey, hey.
what
Yeah, I
y'all
Chill.
said
plan?
it. Yeah, I said
I needed to plan.
What are you planning? Please tell me.
Man, let me tell. All right, so
the curriculum planning days, right?
I had a planning day this Friday, and I slept for a good 15, 20 minutes because it was like a half a day type of jam, and then they wanted to do like planning and parent teacher conferences. You know, after they left, got a little 15 to 20 minute nap in just so you can recharge, and then sat around and called some people about some insurance shit, some bill shit. Just took care of housekeeping. That's pretty much what them days for.
For sure. Curriculum planning days. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Mhm.
Plan the curriculum that's already been planned.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. There we go.
Curriculum been planned for the whole fucking year.
We got
Uh,
them.
let's see.
Y'all,
Let's
what
get
Mhm.
some.
happened? Yeah, I was about to say, Micah, what you know what
We
happened?
yeah we used to black people being late, but not white people. But
Oh shit.
that's
Oh
that's
nah.
dick. That's
Nah.
dick for you.
Not
Oh
the all
shit.
yo.
right, all right.
Oh god.
Richard,
It
you
would
said
be Dick.
Richard.
I
All
did
right.
not expect that one.
Moby
It's
Dick.
Oh
all good.
shit.
We could get into this week's worth of content, and we could also get into some of the topics before he shows up.
That's
For sure.
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what I was trying to say.
Not a problem.
Oh,
Not a problem. Always prepared, baby. Always prepared.
All right, so this week we had the Monday Patreon that started off with a whole bunch of ad talk, a lot of jokes to flip and shit. Pretty much stuff that we covered last week with the breakdown of the prize picks. They were kind of just going over that, discussing that. Ish unlocking his trauma box. He telling that story about his uncle again. God damn, brother, like get that man a hug, man. It's all right.
Or
nah.
a
Uh,
car.
Fuck a hug. Fuck a hug.
Yeah, nah.
that's when they got into more of the Drake Future stuff. A lot of premonition in those talks early Monday. We had a Corey confessional this week. We don't get to hear a lot about Corey, so that was pretty interesting to me. And I feel like the women maybe may have a different take than the men on that one. Um,
We
Wednesday
had
pod,
the
a great pod. Go ahead, you go ahead.
Yeah, we had the Wednesday pod. Started off with Ish telling us that he answered his Jehovah Witness door and told him I'm Islamic. I don't know what you guys thought of that, but
Did
that's
you
not a
take
thing.
that personally, Dash?
Did
I
that
thought
land
that
on
shit
you,
was
Dash?
hilarious.
Did it land on you, Dash? Did it
No,
offend
that shit was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You gotta say I'm Muslim, not I'm Islamic. I don't know what the
you?
fuck he was. He was
Yeah, that shit
panicking.
was
That's what I
crazy.
thought
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
what I
That's
was
what I'm
thinking.
like. What did he say? He's
Yeah,
what?
I was like, Ish, what are you doing? That's not the. All right, fuck it. I'm not in the room. I was like, fuck it. Get your shit off.
Then he had to explain why he said that box is trash in Mandy's live, and he said he was joking with his friend, and he's like, "Oh, somebody screenshotted that." Yes, welcome to the Joverse. Everything you say will be used against you.
Hell,
Everything.
welcome to the internet. Like I was like,
It's the
Ish, come
internet.
on, man. You can't be that fucking old. Never mind. Yes,
You know
sir.
he's
Go
Re-
ahead.
old. He's old. He's not used to the internet yet. Still.
You're right. Go ahead, Dash. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, bro, you got to get used to it. Anything you say, the fans are gonna pull it out. They're gonna screenshot it. Reddit's gonna get tabs on it. The JBTV community is gonna catch it, bro. Just proceed with caution when you're on the internet. And he had to go explain, "Oh, I'm just joking around with my friend." Okay, all right, cool, bro. But don't get mad. Like, we see shit. There's hundreds of people in your damn life. Stop getting mad. What else did we have? We had Joe's LeBron take. How he kind of took that back on Saturday, right? Or was that Friday?
Nah, he ain't take it back. He said he was just joking. And for all you people who can't take a joke, fuck y'all. And I stand on that shit too. Cause y'all saw me y'all saw them come at me for my little I see some things. Oh my God. What
Oh
do
man,
you see? What
look, Juicy,
fuck y'all. Fuck
Juicy be
y'all. I
learning
see
about
some
these
shit.
hives. He
Yeah,
be
yeah,
running into these
yeah,
hives.
that LeBron hive is very underrated. Them niggas get after it. They really do get after it from time to time. They do.
Yep.
And on the same Wednesday pod, he called Four Bats AI, in which Four Bats responded to him later in the week. What else do we got here? Holy fuck.
They did all that J. Cole talk. They went into some gambling. We started talking about gambling here on Sunday. They went more into it on the pod. Um, Amani had a take on the Justin Timberlake album on the timeline, and that kind of spilled over into the pod. Thursday pod, guys,
The frog pod.
man, I reserve my judgment on that one. I did not like it.
I
At
love
all?
You didn't?
No, man, I honestly did not enjoy. They were just like those are like those upscale. I don't want to say upscale hoes, but the upscale women. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? Like,
yo.
I like
Wait,
my
wait,
I like my little hoes with like a little scuff on their knee. You know what I'm
which
saying?
class?
Their
it.
knees was too clean. I ain't see no
so,
scars.
so you saying the ladies had a couple extra morals about them, or like what
There's
you
too
like? What,
classy for
like the too classy?
What
Yeah,
Like what
moral?
do
yeah.
you? No, I didn't. I didn't mind it, man. It was. I felt like they were just kind of just shooting the shit, and everybody just got a few jokes off. I didn't really read too much into the.
it,
You
it,
know,
it
it
did
was all right. It was cool.
it, it did feel a little bit forced on us. I'm not sure. That was the vibe I was getting though.
Yo,
The community was complaining about it at 8 a.m. because, like, it's tough when you open the Patreon app right at 8 a.m. and then you get a relationship pod and it's all sex, like it's all about sex and sex parties and shit like that. I don't know if you want to like really watch that at 8 a.m. I
yeah,
enjoyed the pod though. I
you
enjoyed
you
it.
you
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. That's my fault. But yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. As this panel's resident frog, I even at 8 a.m. that wasn't the content I necessarily wanted to consume, but I enjoyed a few moments of the laughs here and there. I had to ration it out. Like I usually run through vast majority of a pod before I either go to work or do whatever, but I had to ration that out throughout the day. I had to play
Yeah, I
some
was
time.
gonna say, like, y'all do know y'all don't have to listen to it at 8 o'clock, right? Like as soon as you see like the topics, you like maybe like listen to it later on that night.
We're addicted. We're
yeah.
addicted.
It's an
It's in the
addiction. That's
veins.
what it is.
It's in the
I listened
veins.
to it at night. I saw what it was about. I saw the timeline complain about it. I'm like, you know what? I'll save this for later. And in the evening watch, I was glued. I was very interested in this pod. Then what did we have? The Friday Patreon. Shit. What the? It was a
Mr.
funny Patreon.
Mr. Richard here himself.
Shit.
Parks,
um,
Parks, they
they,
say you CP time.
They
Nice.
they
Hey,
yeah
Parks.
they got into the there he is. Hey, Mr. P Parks.
What's good? What's good?
what's
What
going
is
on, man? How
going
you
on,
doing?
Mr. Valley? What's going on? How you feeling today? Glad to have
Feel,
you.
feeling great. Good to be here. I've just been doing my domestic house husband shit. You know what I mean? Sunday vibes.
Okay,
Feel you.
okay, moving around,
Feel
shit.
that.
Okay, we'll give you a little, 1 or 2, get you seated and settled or whatever. We're
Yeah,
just
y'all
gonna go
cook.
over these Friday and Saturday, and then we're gonna come back.
Cool. I'm here.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, Park's name, many names, and I felt like that was a good team building thing on the low. Like I felt like they got to know, it just felt good to see on camera. Um,
I enjoyed that too because they don't really get to talk too much about their childhood and stuff like that. Then that kind of it was a different realm to go into that we don't really get to touch on that often, and it felt refreshing. I fucked with it.
Yeah, Imani was definitely trying to open them up a little bit more, try to get them to finally learn more about each other. That was definitely a good vibe for them.
oh, I like that take too. Um, Again, Joe went into that, how much he would take for the music. I thought it was very funny. Park said he would put something together for that. That was funny. Uh, talking more about love and hip hop, and how men should up it on the birthday celebrations. I feel like Joe doing a lot of that. He's probably getting to the age where like male camaraderie. I, um, I know I got like older brothers and stuff that's like around like 30, 40, 50, and a 50-year-old one. And they kind of do a lot of group trips, a lot of male bond and stuff. And I kind of just watch them do it. Sometimes I'll tag it along, but I see Joe sort of getting to that age where he's like, hey, come on, fellas, let's go take a trip or let's do something. So that's kind of cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
And
were
then
vibing.
I like that a lot because in addition to the camaraderie aspect, I'm glad Michael brought up, guys needing to celebrate their birthdays more. Like, yeah, I understand most of us guys don't really like to. We prefer to just take naps all day and just be left the fuck alone. But I'm slowly but surely like subscribing to the idea of more life, more blessings. Celebrate more moments with the people that you really rock with. It don't have to be 50 people. It can just be an intimate like 3 to 5 person setting with the people you really rock with, and just have a good time. Celebrate your life a little bit more. I like that idea.
And then this
then
Saturday pod.
well before the Saturday pod, they addressed spaces, right? I think we're going to talk about that later, but somebody had to
Oh
take that Ish and Joe weren't friends, and they addressed that on the Friday Patreon, right?
yeah, Hotep.
Yes.
Hotep probably be somewhere around here to address that. He,
Fucking Hotep.
oh yeah, he and Ish finally, gave some fight back. Fuck y'all, suck my dick, man. You know what I'm saying? It was good to hear him say it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time he'll, just mutter under his breath, but he said it with his chest. Fuck y'all niggas. I mean,
They
That,
missed everything.
I don't
that was
mind. I
hey,
don't
I was feeling them on that one. Like y'all can't tell people how they like friendships are and not expect them to at some point be like, yo, fuck you. Like, bro, you really don't know them. Like sometimes you got to chill a little bit. I know everybody got an opinion, but hey, that's what people do.
I am
but I,
more than
but I,
okay with the thought of Ish coming a little bit more unhinged when it comes to naysayers and shit. So I'm all for it. I'm with him 1,000%.
yeah, hopefully we can get him back in here to say it like directly after the comment. Like, man, fuck you. That shit would be dope. um, but yeah, if the Future album dropped, I'm a Future fan. I was so happy it dropped. I can't even, I got this one. I can't wait to the next one. I'm disliking all this. Well, it's making the album bigger, so y'all can talk all that beef shit. But I'm just plainly enjoying the album, and I'm just really, really waiting on y'all to get the worst takes ever. I want like all the conspiracies mixed together, all of them. Like there was a girl from Alabama who did this. Like
nah,
Juicy, was it you?
they done found a girl.
No, no, no. We picking the girl today. It's gonna be
Oh,
one of these
we're picking,
girls in the crowd.
we're
We're
picking.
just gonna pick her.
What you gonna pick
Yes.
some random chick? Like, what you gonna just
Yeah.
spread
Yeah.
misinformation?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
All
I,
right,
my
fuck
god.
what was it you?
it. Weekly reminder. I
Oh,
hate this nigga.
definitely was not me. Let me be clear. Never that. No and no for both of you. No,
Sir,
Yeah.
was it you?
Hmm. Yeah,
it
we
wasn't
gonna
me.
every
We're
girl
go-
they accuse is going viral. This is kind of
yep.
crazy.
Oh shit.
Go
Well,
ahead, Dash.
didn't care about that.
Well, yeah, we had the Saturday pod. I think it was one of my favorite pod. I mean, maybe it's recency bias as always, but I think it was one of my favorite pods this so far this year. What'd you guys think of it?
It was it was just as how I expected it to be. With everybody anticipating the pod's response. I definitely liked Ice's take and his breakdown. I feel like he put on a masterclass in music dissection. So that was very entertaining.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Even when they got to breaking down, like they even started the fact that they even wanted to throw out the idea of, hey, pick a side, who y'all got. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that because it reminds us to, and even in that moment, like, hey, they fans too. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to see who's better at what or who's going to be more, battle tested. You know what I'm saying? Which one is going to come out victorious? So I enjoyed that part a lot. They're excited. I'm excited. I'm a big fan of all three of them guys and Future. So I'm just here for the bullshit and good ass records. Like bring it the fuck on.
Yeah, Saturday's pod reminded me of why I kind of fell in love with watching the JBP. Because when it comes to like rap beefs, they break that shit down so well. And although you could have been following the whole rap beef, you come away watching the show like feeling like they provided some kind of form and like you have more information, or maybe you're able to take that information to a different level of understanding. So like I don't know. That shit's just so fly to me. Like the way Joe like he played first person shooter and was like, nah, let's listen from Kendrick's perspective. Like who the fuck, like that was so good because now we're following it. And for the first time, I'm sitting here realizing, oh shit, Kendrick really does have a reason to be shooting at J. Cole. Like, so that shit was fire to me.
He
Yeah,
did. He did fumble. Sorry, my bad. He did fumble a couple of spots. He was supposed to play the rest of that Kendrick verse. He missed the "For All the Dog" shot. You know, there was a few things that people in the community were talking about that he missed. We're gonna get to it later, though. Micah, go ahead.
I was also gonna say, even beyond, and if we're talking about just strictly the pod, even beyond that, even after the whole, everybody was anticipating the breakdown. They delivered, like Johnny said, Ice jumping in there and getting with it as well. um, Ice came back around with his tech take. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, and it wasn't just like a smaller segment. He had about like a good 5 to 7 minutes just talking straight tech, going into like the business side of things. It was, keeping abreast with some of the more technological things, explaining the messaging and everything like that. So that was good to see him sort of get his ISO and get that off.
I was very happy to. Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
I was going to say a question for the room and maybe even for Parks if he wants to answer. I know that they say on the pod that they're not really a music podcast, but did this episode on Saturday feel more like a music podcast for you guys?
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons why a lot of us started listening to the pod in the first place. You know, we want, Joe's respected in the music industry. Well, his opinions are respected. That's one of the main reasons I started listening to the pod in the first place. And when he said he stopped, he'd stop it from being a music pod, that was because of, people's reactions to his takes. You know, he's like, fuck it, I'm not reviewing any of your music. But no, it's a missing element. It needs to be a music pod.
It,
Definitely
it
needs to be a music pod.
yeah, it definitely felt like a music pod to me for sure, and it's much needed because, like Dash said, this was a big portion of why a lot of people fuck with the pod, even back in the older regimes. And Joe has been trending since Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like people even like when the verse came out, everybody was like, "Oh Lord, Joe gonna have a field day with this one." He went viral even before they went to go film the next morning. You know what I'm saying? So it was a highly anticipated episode, especially with all this beef going on. So it definitely felt like a music pod again, and more stuff like this I hope happens because I feel that this is when they're in their biggest bag, when they break down this music shit. I mean, because all the callbacks, even like for somebody like myself, unfortunately, my memory ain't the best. So when I see all these pages bring out all these callbacks from old shots from 26 months ago, 18 months ago, it's much needed. And they broke a decent portion of that shit down. I fucks with that.
Yes. Well, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just too excited. Y'all know I'm Parks Hive, and I want to say again, welcome Parks to the stage. And you said you were doing some domestic stuff.
Yeah, it's Sunday, you know what I mean? Gotta go grocery shopping, gotta do some laundry.
So what you cooking for dinner?
I'm doing some ribs.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
Some ribs.
Okay.
Respect.
Are
Hold
we
on, hold
doing? We
on.
doing?
What
Go ahead.
I was just
What'd you
gonna
say?
say, what time did you plan on having those ribs done?
Probably like 7.
Okay, now Parks, you were late, so I'm assuming that it's gonna be about 8:30. The ribs gonna be ready on
Oh,
10.
he don't see P time with it. He don't see P time with it.
What's
so
good, y'all?
what's
Those
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're good. We chilling. We want to get to know about you. I was gonna ask you, what would you say your top 3 favorite meals of all time are?
Mmm. Damn, that's really hard. I like everything, so it's kind of hard to pick top 3. I'm a big soup guy. I like my soups, so I'm gonna put a beef soup in there. I'm gonna put some lamb chops in there for sure. Some rack of lamb. Third, damn. I don't know. It's hard to beat like some soul food or something like that.
If you can't decide, what about what's your go-to meals? Like every week, like all right, I gotta have some of this.
I mean, we're usually doing a pasta one day, and then we usually do. I do a pizza. I make a homemade pizza every Wednesday because we do a studio session thing, and it's a good meal to feed everyone, quick and easy and fun, and then we kind of mix it up from there.
Studio potluck. I didn't see that coming.
That's it.
I
Yeah,
did not see
yeah,
that
yeah.
coming.
Yeah,
Okay,
I like
so
to cook for gang, and when it gets nice out, we're gonna grill. You know
nice.
what I mean?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Hopefully
So
get
Yeah.
mac and cheese.
being So being that okay, so you broke down quite a few dishes that you like a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
name a dish or food that a lot of people love that you don't like.
Ooh. Um. Damn, that's a hard question. Um.
Something that you might deem super overrated.
Super overrated. It's hard to say that because I
Burritos.
feel like, well, no, I love burritos. I don't like wraps.
Oh yeah, the
Uh,
wraps.
I
Yo,
don't.
what the fuck?
Well,
That's
then
the
wraps
old.
would be it, because wraps are great. How can you not like wraps?
They're fucking trash.
Oh, I
Shit.
remember this.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
remember
this.
this
Wraps
too.
are
Yeah,
absolutely
I do remember that
trash.
take. I do remember that take.
Wraps are absolutely trash. I don't know. I think everything could be good if it's made right. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say one thing is trash and one thing is not trash.
So you say you pretty much low maintenance when it comes to food for the most part.
Hold
Did
on.
we lose him?
Uh-oh.
Hello.
You can't call it. You can't call the engineer low maintenance.
No, I'm just saying. Oh, okay, okay. Easy to please. My bad. My bad. Easy to please when it comes to food. My fault.
So for the people that are listening, this is going to be like we're doing a Q&A as if we're all first-time listeners. So we're going to be asking questions about his upbringing, from the Elmira days to the New York days, to the Chicago days, and then, to how he got to the pod. So if you want to start from the beginning, Parks, can you tell us more about your upbringing in Elmira?
Yeah. So I was raised in Elmira, middle class family. Mom and dad was there. Two sisters. Went to public school. Pretty. I guess normal fucking childhood. Nothing stand outish or nothing like that. And then once I got to high school, I kind of really got into music and started linking up with local rappers and creatives and started cooking. And then
You
never
rap.
turned back.
You rapped from 14 till 17. I watched a couple of your interviews
Okay.
and I couldn't like I knew like you said it on the pod a couple times, but you rapped from 14 till 17. Do you still have any of them shits or what?
No, I don't think I might have a tape somewhere that has like I only actually probably recorded, I would guess, 3 songs. And
Oh
I would
wow.
have to find them shits. I don't know where they're at.
And this was with your collective or
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
you
yeah. I was
solo?
always like a group creative. I never really wanted to be like a solo
Solo.
creator in
Yeah.
any type of way,
Like
shape, or
Mark
form.
Twain. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Mark Twain is Elmira, you know what I mean? Alumni.
Yeah, yeah, I did my
I
research.
see that.
Tommy
I see
Hilfiger,
that.
Mark Twain.
I see that. Mark Twain is buried in Elmira still.
Is there some standout dishes from Elmira that you like?
Well, I my sister owned a restaurant there, so they
Okay.
and her husband and my other sister's husband, who was a sous chef there, were both cooks. So, um, man, what did they make? That they made so much good shit. It's hard. He was they're from New York. Her husband was from New York, and he cooked at like the Russian Tea Room, which is like a fancy ass restaurant here, and then some shit, a bunch of high end restaurants. So he brought all that shit there. Um, but then there was like the main shit that got me into like, I mean, it's hard to say the main shit that got me into soul food, but there was a jazz club that every Sunday and Wednesday they would do jazz open, not open mic, but like a jazz jam session, and they had like a fried chicken meal that was incredible. It's like a dive bar kind of vibe, but the food was amazing. So that always feels like home to me.
And
Okay.
this was New
Very
York
very
or this
nice.
was
This is
Elmira?
Elmira, New York.
I meant
Yeah,
like the city or
yeah, nah, it's
okay.
Elmira, New York.
Got you. Got you. Okay. So so slight transition. So we kind of rapped about Elmira a little bit.
Yeah,
We talked about New York a little bit. In your short time doing your internship over in Chicago,
yeah.
what were some of like your favorite cuisines that you kind of tapped into over there? Like, did they have anything that they make really well that you can't really find nowhere else? If so, what was some of the stuff they had over there?
The food in Chicago was amazing. Damn, what can I really remember from the food wise in Chicago? It's hard. Like I was young and broke, so we were kind of just going around getting whatever you could get. But you could get good food there for like cheap. That's the one thing. I don't know if it's still like that there, but there would be bars that would have like $5 burger nights or $5 chicken nights or something like that. but I don't remember anything like super colloquial, like local to Chicago, other than like deep dish pizza or the hot dogs. Like I said, I was broke at the time, so I don't have no fancy shit from Chicago.
I had a well, leading into Chicago, or maybe just your mindset at the time, was there any people who like were from Elmira who sort of got to a certain level or got uh, quote unquote got out and sort of inspired you to kind of take your talents outside of Elmira and stuff?
I mean, for my generation, not so much, but like Tommy Hilfiger was from Elmira. Um, who else was from Elmira? This dude, the dude that created fucking damn, what was that dude's name? His name was Hal Roach, but he's like an old TV. He might have did Three Stooges or some shit like that. He was
Oh,
from
okay, TV.
Elmira, and the dude from Twilight Zone was from like the area. He was from I think outside of Binghamton. Um, so there was like a little bit of talent that kind of made it. Ernie Davis was a famous football player from Elmira. I went to Ernie Davis Middle School. He
Hmm.
died before he was like the first round pick. He was like supposed to be one of them ones at running back, and he got cancer and died before he made it to the league, or maybe
Oh shit.
slightly after he made it to the league. They made a movie about him and shit, but
Hmm.
yeah, for my generation, not so much, not so much.
Okay, and I know how it is from a small town. It don't matter like who the person was and at what age or whatever, and how long it's been. Like they're still like legends of the town that kind of give like a little inspiration to like, okay, somebody can do something big from
Oh,
here.
for sure, for sure. Um,
So,
Okay.
well, I was gonna ask, growing up, like, what kind of music did your parents introduce you to?
my dad was like he was a heavy blues head, so he was into like BB King and Muddy Waters and all that kind of shit. And rock stuff too. Like he had everything, like Beatles, Rolling Stones, that kind of stuff. But his main shit was blues or folk music, like Bob Dylan, Richie Havens, and stuff like that. So not really mainstream shit. As I mean, the Beatles are mainstream, obviously. Rolling Stones are mainstream, but that wasn't like his go-tos. He was more of a, like I said, a blues head. So that was kind of the main shit that I was growing up listening to, inspired by, and that kind of thing.
So when was the first time you like played a musical instrument, and what did your parents think of your career in music, like you trying to pursue it?
So the first musical instrument I tried to play was trumpet in like I guess it was probably fourth grade or maybe third grade, and they were supportive of that shit and like got me the trumpet and all that shit. But that a trumpet is fucking hard to play, and I couldn't stick with it. And I really wanted to play guitar anyway, but I don't think they offered it at school. So I guess I didn't really play much for like a year after trumpet kind of didn't work out, and then I got a guitar, and that's kind of where I started, probably around like 10 years old or something like that.
Yeah, I recall. I recall. I think you said you were 9 around the time you started picking up guitar.
Yeah, probably
And
about that.
speaking of the guitar, like, did you ever actually end up learning to play an actual song from the guitar? And if so, what song was that?
Hell yeah. I could play mad shit on the guitar back in the day. Like I said, blues was kind of the main influence, so I was mostly into like blues shit, which is a lot of like standards for the most part. Blues isn't necessarily like, oh, this is that blues hit. So, um, I was doing a lot of blues stuff. I was doing a lot of like Beatles and Rolling Stones and stuff like that. I was into like, damn, who was like, I could play like Nirvana and REM and kind of the stuff that was popping when I was that age, early '90s shit. Like, radio, whatever was on the radio, I'd kind of learn how to play. But yeah, I play guitar. Like I still do play guitar, so I can play.
What
Did
made
you? Oh, go ahead, John.
I was gonna say, what made you realize, that music was like your true passion and that's what you wanted to pursue?
Um, I guess I mean aside from loving music, once I started creating music with like local rappers and shit like that, and we were actually like, I mean, it was Elmira's a small town, so when I say get gigs, it was small shit. It was like community centers and things like that of that nature. But once like talent shows, things like that. Once we were like winning talent shows and getting booked to do little gigs, it was like, oh shit, we could actually kind of do this. So
So how'd you find yourself in Chicago working? Like I know you did your internship in
Well,
Chicago.
well, hold on. But
Oh,
right before we get to that, I did. You had asked a sort of a question I kind of I was sort of interested in too.
go for it.
Um, when you were a young dick. Pause.
Yeah.
Respectfully
Yo,
pause.
yo,
Um, how did your
35 minutes.
how did your parents like well in your brain did you feel your parents were supportive of you in your music even back then
Oh yeah, for
or
sure, for sure, for sure. I mean, even as like a little kid, like they could hear my talent playing guitar, and they weren't the type of parent like they would make me like buy my own shit. Like you got to like go mow lawns and shovel sidewalks and all the old school
hmm
shit that I don't know if kids do this day, and save up and buy. You want to play guitar? All right, go shovel some shit and mow some lawns and rake leaves and do all this shit and buy your own guitar.
and we'll help you
Yeah,
yeah
yeah,
yeah
yeah. And
yeah
they
I
would, you know,
got
if I was close or something like that, they would help out. So they were supportive
you
in
got
that nature. And then once I got to like high school, my spot was the studio. So I would have all types of fucking rapping ass dudes, street dudes, fucking coming through, and they never gave a fuck. They were supportive of that shit.
you okay that's dope okay all right go ahead Dash
Oh, yeah, I was gonna get to what, like, what? How'd you find yourself in Chicago working on two Lupe albums and a bunch of Kanye music, and like, how'd you find yourself even like getting there? Like,
So
can you speak more to it?
yeah, so I had to do an internship for school. I went to like a community college first because I was a fucking pothead musician. I didn't really know what the fuck to do. So my parents kind of like, I don't want to say forced me, but strongly convinced me to go to community college. And then I finished that and I had to go somewhere else. So I went to I found a school that was in, I don't know how many New Yorkers are here, but it was a SUNY system. My community college was SUNY. So it's the state school, I guess, is the easy way to relate it. But it was cheap. So community college was cheap as fuck. And then I found a state school that had like a music industry program, which all my community college credits would count towards. So I was already like halfway done. So I went there, and part of that program is I had to do an internship. So the first thing I did was like a local spot that was my guitar teacher actually from when I was like 12 or so. He had a studio and they were doing like the wildest death metal, like I don't even know what you call that shit, like screaming, like holding the mic, like you can't hear nothing they're saying,
Ooh,
they're bugging
that
out.
bullshit.
Um,
I
what?
know exactly what it's called
Yeah, yeah, it's like I don't know what they call it,
Yeah.
hardcore or some shit. I don't know. So
noise but
yeah,
I
it's
know
noise.
you're a music guy so I gotta be respectful
Nah, nah, it was noise to me too. But there was only so much you could do there because it was like some local shit. So I had a one of my best friends, Zeke. He had went to Chicago for film school, and he needed a roommate, and so I moved out there. And I was like, well, shit. That was around the time that Kanye was popping. You know, Common was obviously re-emerging. Who else? It probably wasn't really nobody else super because Lupe hadn't really come out yet. Um, but it was like, oh shit, let me go to Chicago. Even though Kanye, I didn't, this is well, it was early internet, so you didn't know that Kanye was living
Right.
in New York, New Jersey, but it made sense to me. So I moved to Chicago and, um, got a job at a bar and found an internship at a studio.
So who would you say? So with all those names you just named off, and in that building, I'm sure you came across a lot of really great acts. I know there was even some gospel acts, even at that organization that went on to do really well. Donald Lawrence and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
who was the first? Who was the first act that you were like super starstruck by?
Um, damn, I don't know. Lupe wasn't really Lupe yet, so that was just dope to me, and it kind of felt like local up and coming shit. Even though it was like it went on to like I think it went platinum and all that shit, but I guess Kanye was probably the first one that it was really like oh shit. I think Snoop was supposed to come and then didn't for whatever reason, so that was like cool, but he never came in person. Although I did help him find some local
oh
herbs,
man
some
that
herbs.
wow
So
that's
that was kind of
legendary
cool.
right
That
there
that
in
would have been
itself
lit.
That was
Yeah,
cool
that
as
would
like
have
a
been lit.
21-year-old. I was like, oh shit, I found Snoop some weed.
That would have been lit because
Yeah, that is pretty.
Snoop's Doggy Style album is one of your favorite albums of all time. So
Oh
that
yeah,
would have
for
been
sure, for
fucking
sure.
huge. That would have been huge.
Yeah, so I was geeked out over that. But the day to day, it was mostly jazz and gospel. So we were doing like Clark Sisters, Donald Lawrence, Hezekiah Walker, stuff like that.
Speak to
Like,
these sinners, man. Let these
I
sinners
love
Let's
know.
it.
go. Let's go. Them some titans right there.
yeah, nah,
The
it was
business.
like big deal shit, which I wasn't. You know, I was like sort of familiar with it, but I wasn't like super familiar with it. And then it was like, oh shit, now these guys like they're coming in with fucking Rolexes and chains and all that shit like rappers. I was like, oh shit,
Oh yeah,
these.
they got that religious crowd down. Like yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
and they were like rocking NPCs and shit, so it was basically still hip hop kind of. So, but it was like, oh shit, this is some other shit y'all got going on.
Damn, Parks.
So Kanye.
Dropping bombs on us.
Yeah, so that was dope. And then it was like I said, it was some jazz shit. This dude Kurt Elling, it was like a croonery kind of jazz, like almost like a Frank Sinatra kind of vibe, but more modern. That was like
How
Grammy nominated and shit. So that was kind of a big deal.
Oh
big
wow.
deal. Holy.
Big big deal.
I wanted to ask you, how was it working in the studio with these guys? Like, you're talking about Kanye, you're talking about Lupe. Like, these are big names, and we've seen them
The
work in the
Clark
studio.
sisters.
It was
The what?
it was
The Clark
the
sisters.
Clark
Hell
sisters.
yeah. The Clark sisters. Hell yeah.
I mean, it was dope. Like Kanye, he was still kind. I remember at the time. I don't think I ever really told the story, but in Chicago, like I was riding a bike around. That was kind of like sort of normal out there. It's not as normal in like New York and shit, but um, I pulled up to the studio and they had like the camera out front, and I guess he was in the control room clowning me like, "Who rides a fucking bike?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, dog. But it was cool, man. It was pre cell phone era. It was different. It was a different time, Like there was no camera phones and shit like that. Like I remember at the time, Daft Punk came in because they were doing the Stronger record at the time, and it was like a big deal. It's like, yo, don't take pictures with these dudes, don't da da da. But this is before phones, so it was kind of like, I mean, I don't have a camera, so whatever. But I didn't think really nothing of it until years later. I found out that was like a big deal because they, didn't have their helmets on and all that shit. So it was cool. It was a cool experience.
Damn.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
Wait.
crazy. In Parks, we are, well, everybody's of a Johnny is of an age where we remember before cell phones.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
That's
you know
I
what I
know
crazy.
mean? Like, I'm sure there's some people out here. They're like, "Yo, that's crazy. You couldn't take pictures," but it was like you had to have like a camera.
camera,
You know what I'm
yeah, like
saying? Like,
a digital camera.
yeah,
Showing your age. Showing your age there.
yeah, yeah.
Shut
I
up,
mean, it was
Johnny.
it was super dope and inspiring though, because it was like I remember one of the I think the maybe it was maybe the first day or first week that I was there interning. I was running off. It's called running passes, where you have the instrumental, the clean version, the acapella, and all that shit. But I was running off clean passes for Under Pressure, which was Lupe and Jay-Z, and that
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
was
from
just
his
like,
first album.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit! Like I'm fucking have my
on the
hands
track,
on a
on the whole
JP
track.
record. Like this
Right.
is
Yeah.
crazy.
So
Did
out of
you?
all these, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just asking. Did that? I mean, naturally, but did that like increase the pressure? Did you ever like? Was you a person who was like always chill with it, even though as you were, seeing these different names, seeing these different people?
Yeah, I was chill. I mean, it increased the pressure. No, I wouldn't say that. It was kind of like, um, I don't know. You feel like me and my crew already had like shit moving upstate a little bit. Obviously, not on any type of level that anybody knew us or anything like that. But my confidence was high. It was like, oh, my dudes is nice too. Like, oh, Lupe, cool. Yeah, my people's nice too. Like, it wasn't. It never
Gotcha,
Okay.
felt
gotcha.
like, holy shit, I'm out of my element or out of my league. It was like, oh no, he's nice. My guys are nice too. We could. What's up? You know what I mean?
I like.
So
I
it
like that.
never felt like it never felt weird or intimidating or anything like that. Cause nah, we them too.
See,
Gotcha.
I admire that confidence a lot. I do because even at a young age, I mean, you in Chicago working with a lot of titans and eventual legends and icons in music. But out of all these people, like, who was your favorite like session to be in? Like, even from a young age, even up to now, who was your favorite studio session with?
I mean, early on, I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Early on, it would definitely be like in the Chicago era. I'm gonna stick to that first. It would have probably been something like probably like the Kurt Elling thing because it was like way more nerdy. They had like the organ player, the saxophone players. Like we had the whole studio lined up in different rooms, running cables all over the place. It wasn't like some put up a mic for someone to rap into shit. It was like some complicated ass shit and some high level shit. So that was a little bit more cool to me than. I mean, obviously the Kanye thing was super cool because I was like inspired. He was half the reason why I moved to Chicago. But
But you could get in your bag with them because you
yeah, it
could.
was a little bit
Yeah.
more like, oh shit, okay, these are fucking. I forgot who the drummer was, but he was like a very famous drummer. It was like, oh shit, these dudes are like for real, for real. Like,
I'm not surprised to hear that answer because from your interviews, you really like to delve more so into the technically sound aspects of music from mics and like the different jargon and terminologies and stuff. So
well, that, and I'm just a
it sounds
fan.
pretty spot on.
I'm a fan of fucking musicians and people who are dope at what they like, experts at their craft more than anything else. Like, people who can actually do some shit is way more interesting to me than any other layer of any. I don't care about the technical if the performance is amazing, that type of shit. Like, it's more about being around badasses than it's about anything else.
The, the true essence of musicianship.
Yeah, and entertainment shit in general, because it's kind of carries over in today with the pod. Like, Joe's an elite podder. Like, that shit is fun to me.
Are
Would you
there
say that?
I'm sorry, Johnny. Are there any, because you've named so many people that you have worked with, like are there people that you wouldn't engineer or mix for, or is all business just considered work? Like, hey, as long as you're paying and like I got the time, I'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, well, I can't think of specifically someone I wouldn't work with. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anybody like. No, I can't. I'm not really about like it's money, it's business at all. I only like to work with people that I think are dope, are badasses at what they do, and people that I can kind of vibe with on some level. So that kind of narrows things down a little bit off rip. Like, I'm not working with anybody just because I got a bag. Like, that's not my shit. Never been my shit. Um, so no, I can't say there's
Even that
anybody.
250K.
Stop.
I mean, shit. I got a fucking R. Kelly credit somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
Mm,
Oh
shit.
shit.
so it's hard for me
What?
to. I mean, that was obviously before all the shit.
oh, the hoop.
We know. We
But
know.
before he became the aura.
Yeah, I
Before he
mean,
became the aura.
it
Stay.
was. We kind of had ideas of what was going on, but it was before the docs and all that
L-
shit became
I was
like.
gonna ask, is there a bed in the studio? Like,
Nah,
Yeah.
it wasn't that type of situation. This was
Juicy.
like this was
okay.
like a mixing situation. I didn't,
Trying to get
I wasn't with
Parks
him. I
indicted.
wasn't with him
What's
in
happening?
the studio. It was a mixing situation.
Okay.
Oh man.
Have
All
you
right.
have you turned down any work based on alliances? Period. Like any type, just in general.
Um,
Like when you're working with certain people and you're working with them more, more full time. Have you turned down any work based off of that?
I don't think it's ever kind of come up, honestly. Um, I'm trying to think if there's any specific examples. Probably not. I probably would if there was someone that like, we meaning me and my peoples had a direct beef with. I would probably avoid it. But I feel like it kind of like the people that I work with, people know who I am, so it rarely come up. Like, if someone had beef with Joe when he was a rapper, they're probably not booking Parks. You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone
Right.
had a beef with Premier, not that Premier really has any beefs, but they're probably not booking Parks.
So with all this with all this hip hop, competition looming in the air and whatnot, as far as you is concerned, like all this competition that's coming, what makes Parks want to compete? Like what brings that dog out of you in terms of like your craft and your work? Like what motivates you to want to really get in your bag?
Uh, it's not really a competition to me, except for from the level of the quality of the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to me producing something, I'm trying to make doper beats than I'm hearing. When it comes to me mixing, I want to work on records that are doper than other people's shit. But I don't really look at it like, oh, such and such just did this record, I got to one up him. I don't look at it like that.
I
When
got you.
you were
So
in
so
the
would you go, my bad, real quick, Johnny. So basically you're trying to eclipse you and only you. So you are the bar, basically
Yeah,
trying to do
kind of.
better
Well,
work than the last.
yeah, and the field in general is kind of the bar. It's not like a specific person or camp or something like that. I mean, there's been times for sure. I mean, I remember when we did No Love Lost, I think like maybe a few months before we were getting ready to drop that, Good Kid Mad City came out and it was like, oh shit.
what can we do to keep up with this shit? Because this is crazy. So that does happen, but it's not like it's rare where it's like, oh shit, such and such is doing this. I got to do such and such. Nah, it's it's more about just the entire level of musicality and music in general that I'm trying to eclipse.
I
If
was
that
gonna
makes
ask.
sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. As a musician, we all have our creative processes and how we go about, working with different artists and stuff. What would you say is your creative process? Like, do you have a ritual when you're in the studio with somebody, or is every studio session the same? How does it work for you?
I mean, everything is unique. Everything is unique in that you try to kind of, I mean, in terms of the studio, you kind of like to look at what an artist has done and try to keep up with what they like and the kind of vibe, just down to like lighting or candles or no candles or what am I going to put on TV or, you know what I mean? Like, I do like having something on the TV as kind of like just some background stimulation. So, if it's someone I know is into sports, I'll put on some sports shit. If it's someone that's maybe more eclectic, I'll put on something else. But yeah, it's that changes and it changes in the session. You might get there and think one thing and be like, oh shit, no, let's turn up the lights or turn down the lights and let's do it like this. So it's different for everybody.
Um, what was your favorite Joe studio session that you were a part of, and do you have a favorite project of his?
Ooh, favorite Joe session. I mean, the Slaughterhouse shit was always very fun. Um, Truth or Truth is kind of hard to not put in the conversation somewhere. But solo stuff, the OLS stuff is up there for me. The SLV stuff, which kind of never fully came to fruition, but those sessions were just amazing because we were starting from scratch. It was me, Amani, Joe, and Karan, and we're literally making the beat from scratch there, writing the song together. So that shit was always fun. Um, Favorite project, probably Rage, honestly.
Rage in the Machine was a good album. I really like that album, contrary to what a lot of people say. I really like that album. Before we continue with your like how you met Joe and all that, how did you meet DJ Premier? Like, how did you get to work with him?
Okay,
Like, I know that's somebody. Yeah.
so I mean, growing up, Preem was definitely one of my heroes and idols. And when I moved to New York after Chicago, I was working at a store called Manny's Music, which was like part of Music Row. It was like Sam Ash and all these kind of smaller guitar stores. And Manny's Music used to be independent, but then they're owned by Sam Ash. That's kind of irrelevant. But I was uh, I was like, I tried to be a good salesman and shit, even though there was no money in it. But I would like go into the stock rooms and like try to find shit to like sell to people. And I kind of always wanted that store to be vintage, and they would have like vintage weird shit up in the stock room somewhere. So I kind of knew a lot about the layout of the land. Anyway, we were on the roof smoking pot on a break, and I came back in, and there was this dude in there looking for some random old shit, and the salesman was super unhelpful because most people were because you were making $200 a week. So no one really kind of gave a fuck, but I was high and I was like, oh shit, I know where that is. I'll go get it for you. And then I came back and we were just talking on some regular customer interaction shit. And he's like, oh, I own a studio called Headquarters with DJ Premier. And I was like, oh shit, can I have a job? Like immediately. And he was like, hey, you can come like intern. We need interns all the time. It's like, all right, bet. So I started interning there, and then Preem just had his room there, and it was kind of a family vibe there. So everyone would be hanging out. Him, Showbiz, Charles, who's the guy I was working for, and yeah, that's kind of where that started.
Did you introduce him to Ian? Or
No, no, Ian
okay,
was
okay.
managing Papoose at the time, and he got a track from Preem or whatever. And I guess Pap was like, "Yo, this dude's really on point." And Preem had his management team for a very long time, and I guess was kind of just looking for something new. So he brought Ian on board. But then I introduced Ian to Joe.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Oh, okay.
Aha.
Aha, yeah, because Joe,
Aha.
because Joe was looking for new management at the time, and I saw what Ian had started to do with Preem, and I was like, yo, you should really sit with this dude. And Ian was he was young at the time and pretty unproven, so a lot of people were kind of saying, yeah, I don't know if that's going to work for you, Joe. And I was like, listen, man, he's really kind of, I see what he's doing with Preem. I think you should really sit with him. And kind of twisted their arms to sit down and meet, and it worked out.
That's
Got
dope.
you. Got you. So going from working with, the Titans back in Chicago and then transition to working with the likes of Preem and Joe and then working with the Mary J. Blige and being Grammy nominated.
Yeah.
Has the Grammy nomination changed anything for you? And do more people like has your phone been blowing up since then? Do people contact you more for engineering or mixing or even producing? Like what has that been like exactly since your Grammy nomination?
Um, I would say things have changed, but probably more on my end. I wouldn't say that more people are kicking down my door necessarily. I'm sure more people are kind of aware of me and shit like that, but no, it doesn't do that. And if it did, I don't know if it would be a good thing because I would probably turn down a lot of that shit. My focus lately has been obviously the pod and then music that is mine or I have some stake in as a owner. So I've
Got you.
kind of shifted
Got
my mentality.
So I remember you. I heard you say something about wanting to turn it down. What was it? Circumstantial stuff that would make you want to turn things down, or what elements of it exactly would make you want to turn some of those advances down?
Well,
Working with others.
it's just that like mixing music for other people while I enjoy it is not it's not the endest of end goals. Like you get paid a fee and then it comes out and then, a lot of people don't even know you're fucking involved with the shit. And, the crediting system is still pretty poor. It's gotten better with Apple, but it's still pretty poor. Most people don't really know what's going on. So if I am going to devote the time to record and mix songs, I want it to be something that I'm going to be a producer and kind of owner in on some level.
Um, as a playlist, curator myself, I know how tedious it could be, sequencing songs and stuff like that, and picking the right songs, and people, just asking for you to put their songs on your playlist. How does that work for you? What made you wanted to start doing that, and do you take requests and stuff like that?
For the playlist or for the
Yeah,
sleeper segment?
both. Talk about both.
So the playlist kind of was an end result. Well, it's something I want to do. In general, I like finding new talented people. So,
Hmm.
and I like kind of trying to give some exposure to new talented people. I mean, that's why in the
Hmm.
sleeper segment on the pod, I don't usually play people that are signed very often, like major label situations. It's almost entire. I would say 95% of my sleepers have been, at least new sleepers have been independent releases. That was just me trying to pass the torch, I guess, in some capacity, and offer people some exposure that they maybe wouldn't get, and to find new people to potentially collaborate with. So,
Respect.
Quickly, while we were talking about the speaker, somebody asked, Grand Torino had asked, what was your latest release, the one that you had a most recent sleeper on? If you could just name that.
wait, I'm confused by the question. What was my most recent release? A project that I put out?
Yes. Yes.
Uptown Co-op, Passport Gift, David
Okay.
Bars, Rasheed Chappelle, Uptown, and Triangle Offense. It's a single. It's doing really well for us. Before that, we had Gift Wrapping Six, which we do at Christmas time every year. It's sort of a Christmas album, but not really a Christmas album that we do every Christmas time. So that's out there. Go check that out. Um, yeah, those are my most two recent releases. And I got a
Yeah,
lot
y'all
more. I
y'all
got a
y'all
lot
sneak
more
the
coming. We have a whole schedule booked for the rest of the year. Release schedule. Music's already done. Now it's just a matter of rolling it out and figuring it out. And I got some other kind of side projects that I'm doing. So staying.
I seen that I seen that you're doing. I saw some of your interviews, and you're making an instrumental album, and you're making samples. I don't know. I think you have something coming called the Wednesday
Yeah,
Nights. Can you talk more about that?
yeah. So the Wednesday nights is me and two of my musician home, well, three really, because Gift is there as well. We get together literally every Wednesday night and create usually 2 to 3 new compositions, all live, no samples, keyboards, bass, guitar, everything, all types of different instruments. But yeah, we're trying to kind of figure out. It started off as like making samples, but it's kind of grown into something else musically. It's not just like a little melody, it's like full composed songs. So we're kind of trying to figure out what angle to play with it. It sort of would fall into like the lo-fi instrumental vibe, but it's not really lo-fi. It's a little, sometimes it's more up-tempo and energetic. So yeah, we're kind of trying to figure out what to do with that. It'll probably start off as a instrumental release just to kind of get people to know what the fuck that we exist. So that's been on the docket lately. Kind of been plugging away at it all day, every day, trying to get it because we have like 200 compositions. So it's a lot of
Damn.
fucking work.
Shit.
So
Them
is the
boys
thing
working.
now just releasing it,
So we're gonna
or
probably
what you say?
release, like I said, like an instrumental type of album. This is still tentative because it's kind of a work in progress. There may be some songs with vocals, maybe not, because we have a bunch of stuff that people rapped over. So um, yeah, it'll probably come out. I would say before summertime is kind of the trajectory we're on now. But like I
Okay,
said, that's
okay.
just kind of to get people introduced to the fact that we exist, and um, hopefully turns into some more production work, sample replay work, stuff like that.
Okay, so it's sort of like something to put out to just help get more business, like, and of course you just said more exposure as well.
Yeah, it's basically a project. I mean, it may turn into something else. I'm not really sure. I've never really worked in the instrumental lane, so if it ends up,
Oh, you're full in your creative bag with this one.
this
This
is
is you
full
still.
on fucking musicianship and creative shit. Like I said, from
Oh
scratch, bare
wow.
bones, no samples, no break beats. Even it's a live drummer, all that shit. So
Getting back to the basics.
And I heard you mention two other names, Gift and so, and how many total is how many people?
oh, it's three main people, but then Gift is there pretty frequently. So it's four of us, and we've had other musicians come in, other bass players, other keyboard players, string players, singers. So it's kind of a revolving door, but the three of us are kind of the main stalwarts of it.
So
Okay.
I know you have like you got the JBP and you do like work that you do, but this is sort of like you as like a grassroots musician still putting together stuff trying to make it work business wise and everything like that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I enjoy it. It's fucking cathartic to sit down with your homies and create some shit, especially when it comes out dope. It's even more cathartic. Um, and it's like I said, it's something that we own and control entirely, and we can figure out what to do with. So that part is exciting and fun. You know what I'm saying? It's not just someone sent me some bread, I mixed a song, and I sent it back, and it comes out. Like that's cool, and I still do that to some degree, but I like being hands on and more creative.
I got you. I got you. So, with all these names you've worked with, high and low, is there anybody that you've regretted not getting the blessing or opportunity to working with? Like whether it was had to do with conflicting schedules or people just couldn't make it. Like what people haven't you had the pleasure of working with that you would like to work with?
Damn, that's pretty hard. Who haven't I worked with? I mean, I've never really formally done something with Hove. Obviously, that would be a goal at some point to work with him and mix whatever, record. I don't care what the fucking title is, but that would be dope. Um, who else? I mean, I've been da- through the various clients that I have. It's not too many people I haven't worked with, honestly. Um, outside of new talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, who haven't I worked with that I would really like to work with?
Have
That's,
you worked with BJ to Chicago? I remember you were high on the
yeah, I
album
worked with
that he
BJ a
did.
long time ago. I forgot who the fuck was that for? It might have been a Scarface record. I forgot what the fuck that was. I worked with BJ. Big fan of BJ. Worked with Scarface. Damn, there's not many people. I've
Do you
been in the
have like
studio
one
with
of
Kendrick
those?
a bunch of times. Nothing has really formally come out of it.
What?
Yeah.
Do not just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, we
drop
not
that
just
like that
skating
was
over that. That
nothing.
was too casual, Parks. That
Too
was way
casual.
too damn
Parks,
casual.
please tell us about your times in the studio with Kendrick Lamar.
I mean, it's not much to say because nothing really came out of it. But it was he's fucking awesome, man. He was just a cool dude. He came through to get some music, and it looked like. I mean, I'm sure something eventually will come out. Uh,
What was he stopping through like a session of yours, or were you in a session of his?
he was working with a client of mine,
Okay.
which I will not
What?
disclose until they disclose it. But yeah, he came by
How
to
recent?
he once right before Big Stepper shit, and then once how long ago was that? Uh that was we are still at the news, maybe 2016, 17, somewhere in there. So kind of, I guess it might have been Damn era.
So 2016, then 2021.
Yeah, yeah,
Holy.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You can't just say that and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
I mean, he's worked with so many damn titans and legends, so it's kind of like it's just he's just kind of numb to it at this point, I guess. Like he's just nerves of steel type shit.
Well, what's the wildest thing you've seen in one of these sessions? Not the
uh,
R. Kelly one.
yo,
Hey dog, hey dog.
the wildest thing. I don't know. I don't. There's probably been some wild shit that I have blacked out of my mind out of respect to the people and their families. But usually it would just be something along the lines of, uh, drug or alcohol, excessive alcohol or drug use, or maybe like fucking a bitch in the booth or something like that.
Has a as a
holy.
has somebody's like wife or girlfriend ever like popped up and like going crazy in the session?
Yeah, 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 it has. I wouldn't disclose who that may be, but yeah,
I don't need to know who. I just want to know how do you react? Like you're sitting there and now all of a sudden shit just pops off.
I go
What does
outside
Park
and smoke somewhere.
Par-
Y'all get this shit figured out.
That's
Who the
crazy.
fuck is
Parks.
this bitch?
Yo. Parks. Back to the Kendrick shit. I mean, you heard the diss record? You heard the verse? What'd you think of it? Real
Uh,
quick.
I fucking love it. I think he smoked it. I don't think it was like super crazy in terms of like punchlines or anything like that, but I like the energy of, fuck this shit. What are we doing? Because they have been sending subs back and forth for a million years. Like, no, let's do it. What are we doing? I love that shit,
Okay.
and I love that whole album. That
Well,
album's one of the best releases to me in a really long time.
I
The
agree.
Future album.
And that's coming from a dude like I like Future, but I wouldn't call myself like a hardcore Future fan necessarily. Like I like Future, especially like when I'm outside the club or something like that. But I don't usually necessarily like go to put on a Future album in that way.
Hmm.
And this album was incredible to me.
Yeah, on the speakers, it's insane. It's literally insane.
it
So
definitely
speak.
passed the car test. Go ahead, Dash.
So speaking of that, how did you even get work? How'd you get work in Drake's camp? Period. Like, how'd that
Oh, that
happen?
was a Preem thing. He reached out to Preem to get some songs, and me and Preem spent fucking 3 days straight in the studio, no shower, fucking hooking up samples and all that kind of shit. So it was a Preem thing. It was a Preem thing.
How much music
Uh,
did you work? How much music did you do with him? Like, I know you did
Uh,
Sandra's Rose.
we did Sandra's Rose that came out, and there was two other ones that there was like a little bit done to. I don't think Drake did anything to them, but there were some other vocalists again that I'll neglect to mention unless they mention it. Like a feature type of thing that just never got completed for whatever reason. It was down to the last minute. It was on Scorpion, and I think that I want to say we started like the week before it came out, and like we turned the shit in like 2 days before it came out, type thing. So it was super duper last minute, but we got one, so that was amazing. But there was a couple of
Okay.
other ones that were made that just never got done.
Well, now that time has passed, did anyone from Drake's camp ever reach out to you after he decided to call you Mark Zuckerberg?
No, I'm friends with his engineer Noel, but I mean, casual friends. We follow each other on Instagram. We chat. He's reached out to me about a couple things. I've reached out to him about a couple things. That's my man. But we never talk. I, we don't talk like on a daily basis or nothing like that. And I don't think we've talked since then. I don't think it's really no. I didn't take that shit serious like that. I think it's kind of funny. It's not like
The industry
it's not
charades,
like, oh
just
shit, I got beef with Drake. I'm never gonna look at him the same. Like that shit was just funny to me.
one of our audience members, Danny Yells, asked, "Would you ever work with an orchestra in classical music?"
Yeah, I actually just had a violinist and a cellist come over the other day to the crib to do some add-on production shit for a project I'm working on. And I've done some orchestral shit before. Yeah, that shit is. I love that shit. Like I like new challenges in music. Anytime I'm offered that kind of thing, I'm excited to do it. So hell yeah.
It's interesting to see your growth as you hit so many different genres, and you maybe even Parks will be the conductor one day. That'd be cool.
That takes you actually
That'll
have to
be
like go to school for that shit. That shit is like some serious shit. Um,
that that might be the next thing you can conquer. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I have the passion for that because I do like classical music, but I don't know if I have. That's a lot. Even just like I'm working on a indie rock album right now, and we're thinking about doing some horn and string arrangements and shit like that. And
Oh
that
wow.
shit is like a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like
Whew.
coming up with the different parts, like different instruments. They're playing different keys. Like horn sections playing B flat or E flat, and you got to transpose it. It's a lot of work. So
Yeah.
I enjoy working with the instruments and the musicians, but as far as like making that a career or even a gig, that takes a serious devotion. And I'm good with like music theory and shit like that, but that's like next level shit.
Hey man, if
So
you need any string cello assistance, I got you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Play the
if you
cello
need the
assist.
oboe, I got you, dog. Oboe over
yeah,
Yeah.
here.
About. I'm
hey
about to
yo,
say.
what's happening here?
About. Hey,
Yeah,
they trying to get work.
I'm
yeah,
hating.
I played
Hey
the
man, I'm
cello
in
for real.
FAMU
Yeah.
Marching 100. We around here talking about music. He talking about conducting bands. Hey, dog, I'm just
Right.
I'm
saying.
hating.
Right.
I'm not
Hey,
talented.
I'm
I
surprised
don't
she
got
didn't
nothing to
chime
offer.
in sooner. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Johnny didn't chime in sooner. Like I know she plays. She played a lot of instruments and shit growing up.
this
So
isn't
Par-
about me.
uh,
This is about Parks.
Parks,
true. That's true. That's true.
Parks. Who came up with Parks on the boards? Who came up with
That was
that?
Joe. That was Joe. That was
That was
that
all Joe.
ad
So
lib
what?
he used to say at the beginning of records. He was
Love
like,
that.
I like
Love it.
how Jay Z used to shout out Guru at the beginning of records, so I started doing it. I told Guru that,
Absolute
I thanked him for that in
Parks
person.
on the boards. Real nigga in the booth, and it
So
go.
so when and how did Joe you meet Joe?
So I was at headquarters, and Royce was doing Street Hop, which was executive produced by Premiere, and Joe came through for a feature on the album, and he knew the dude Charles that I worked with at the studio at Preem Spot, and he was looking for a new studio because I think he had a fallout with the shit at Tony Bennett studio in Jersey, and I was interning and I needed like some work, and Charles was like, "Well, shit, if you want to do it, then he can come in and book sessions." So
Got you.
that's how that started.
So you've been around a lot of tough spitters, all right? Like
Yes.
getting into the rap shit a little bit. You work with the likes of obviously Drake, Slaughterhouse Joe, obviously Crooked Eye. You know, a lot of different guys. Pharoah Monch.
Yeah.
What is the commonality in all of those great MCs? What is one aspect to themselves that all of them have that are in common?
Damn, that's a really good question. I guess attention to detail would be one. Confidence, definitely. I don't think I ever met a shy spitter. Um, a certain level of aggression, I guess I would say, which kind of falls into confidence. Um, Mostly, I would say confidence and attention to detail would be the two biggest ones. Especially like someone like Royce or Crook or even Joe or Pharaoh, like the way that they lay a vocal, it's not like they just go in and say it and are done. Like it's like, no, let me re-say that. I could have inflected that better. I could have landed on the beat here. I could be later. I could be earlier, timing wise.
They're like perfectionists.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not like you just go in, put the mic up, and go for the most part. Although Black Thought was kind of like that. He kind of just went, but Black Thought is a fucking alien.
Oh my gosh, just drop names all
Just
over the place.
hey, can you pick that up?
My
Can
bad, my
you pick
bad,
that up?
my
Pick
bad.
that up. Thank you.
Uh, um, some Bari, TJ Bari asks, could you give any insight into Kendrick's studio process, or I guess something that stood out to you that kind of separated, or you kind of looked at in this process, like wow.
It's hard to say because he never actually laid anything. It was more
Mhm.
just listening to a bunch of beats, and he would kind of freestyle and rap to himself, and he'd be going crazy. But I can't speak to what his full studio process is like because he never actually laid vocals while we were there.
Okay.
It was more of a vibe.
And
But just seeing that, like that shit was inspiring in a way because it showed that he was still like a rapping ass dude. Like I've seen people come in, play beats and kind of nod their head and be like, "Oh, that's dope," but he would immediately just start rapping
Oh
and like
yeah,
out loud, even if it was kind of incoherent. It would be like, "Oh shit, he's like a fucking rapper."
the feel was there. The
Yeah,
feel was
yeah, that was
there.
like some old
Yeah,
school shit to me. Like hears a beat and just wants to go.
nigga
Man, that's dope to actually
started
hear.
floating.
Drake, Dash, get your Canadian brother. And
What?
you had mentioned that indie rock album you were putting together. I can't even scroll up to see his name right now. But he asked, what rock bands have caught your eye or ear in the past couple of years?
I don't know. It's been pretty quiet for the whites. I'll be honest with you. But
Oh my God, you can't own rock and
no,
roll
you're right.
parts.
But usually the indie rock scene is a certain type of white hipster. There's not much. I do like the Bleachers album that Jack Antonoff did. He just put that out recently. He's a big producer. He does like Taylor Swift and shit like that. But he's had a group called Bleachers for a while, and that album's actually really dope. It's like Bruce Springsteen ish almost, but
Mm.
he's from Jersey, big Jersey.
Big Jersey.
He's super dope. That's the last like rock album I think that I've liked in recent memory. In like the early, what was that, 2010 era, there was a lot of dope indie rock shit, but I don't know what happened, man. They stopped. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm just not like in the algorithm or something. I don't know. I don't see like a lot of rock shit anymore.
Do you get that feel from hip hop at times,
What you mean?
or that it's sort of going the way of rock? I know a lot of people say like the decline. They feel a decline, especially on the mainstream side.
I think
Do you
there's a lot
sense
of
any of that?
there's a lot of correlations that you can make between rock and hip hop, especially like the fragmentation of the genre in terms of
Hmm.
rock. It went to heavy metal and kind of hair band shit in the 80s, and then you started to get like new wave and punk and ska and emo and alternative and grunge. And I think you kind of are getting that with hip hop with like the Playboy Cardis and Uzi Vert and even Future in them to a degree is still hip hop, but it's like
A
it's a
different
different
subgenre.
hip hop. You know what I
So
mean? Like melodic,
yeah,
they I guess are kind of
the melodic rap.
categorizing
Yeah,
it. Yeah, like it's still hip hop, but it's different. But that's a good thing, I
Yeah.
think, in a way. But it also, uh, I don't know. You would like to see? I can't say that. I was gonna say you'd like to see like more, quote unquote, traditional hip hop. But there's something for everyone out there. And when
Right.
you see like the J Cole's and even Drake to a degree and Kendrick, like the top of the top is still a lot of
Rap.
times pretty hip
Hmm.
hoppy. But it is segmented. It's segmented now.
do you think that maybe we should be like referring to hip hop because it's growing so much, kind of how we do rock? Like there's classic rock, there's soft rock, there's this, like there's so many different kinds of rock. Like maybe we should start saying classic hip hop, or because like you said, it is changing. But I do like the fact that I think that maybe that's something that we need to change too, because you did say there was like a parallel there. But what would you think of that?
I've heard both arguments. I've heard a lot of older heads. I think Premier has voiced this. I think Chuck D has voiced this. Like people that I would consider fucking, if someone could talk about hip hop, it would be those guys. Have said that I think we should still categorize everything as hip hop because if you start fragmenting it, it kind of kills the genre. And I get that argument, but I do think that there is room for some delineation, like melodic versus non-melodic rap. I think there is room for some delineation, at least in terms of, um, I guess, like awards or things like that. Just so you're not lumping unfair fights together.
I got you.
That was like a Mel word of the week. We ain't
Yes, yes. I was about to look it
thank,
up.
thank
I was
you,
about to look it
Parks.
up. Delineation. I was like, what the fuck? Like the delineation.
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 Delineation. Yeah.
That. Thank you, educator. Thank you.
Look up D line and then
Take it from
then
I
there.
got
Google
you.
will fill in the
Oh,
rest.
I'm set. I'm already set. You give me the bass part. You give me the bass, and I'm good. But as far as
Pause.
Sound it out.
Well,
keeping it,
Sound it out.
Pause indeed.
nah, that was a reach. That was a reach.
Parks,
um,
have you ever
But
you
as,
don't
as
want Dick
far
to
as
give you the part, the bass. I don't.
oh
Yeah.
Stop
Well,
it. Stop it.
okay.
we
Stop
talking
it.
about music though, like come on, man, music, bass. Come on. All right, I'll pay the fine. In the great words of Ice, I'll pay the fine. I'll pay the fine.
Parks, do you have a mentor, and have you ever mentored somebody?
I've had a lot of mentors. I mean, Charles was definitely one of them. Showbiz from Digging in the Crates is definitely one of them. Premier is absolutely one of them. Um, Joe, to a degree, is a mentor. I kind of, to a degree, everyone that I work with is sort of a mentor, but I do think that there's a certain amount of time that needs to go into it for it to be clearly a
Solidify.
mentor
Yeah,
mentee ship kind of situation. So I would definitely put Showbiz, Charles, Preem, and Joe in the top of that heap. But I definitely take something pause from all my clients. Um, have I ever had a mentee? Sort of, kind of. I mean, sort of, kind of, but not really uh, outwardly and specifically.
did
And
they not take it as seriously, or
what's that?
did they not take it seriously? Is that why you say that?
Um, no, it just, I guess it never really lent itself to that. I've just had younger artists or less experienced artists that I've worked with that I've tried to help out and give
Mm-hmm.
knowledge to, but never necessarily a specific mentor mentee type of situation. More of a collaborative situation that hopefully they learn something.
Gotcha.
So you brought up subgenres and stuff and like subplots of music and whatnot. What would you say as far as music in general across all genres? I know you love your blues, your rock, your hip hop and whatnot. But what is the next big innovation that needs to take place for music to truly evolve? Like what needs to happen? What is not happening right now in music that's keeping it away from taking its next big step?
I mean, I think for me that the answer to that would be the business aspect. Like I don't. We have so many tools and machines and processes and plugins, and now you got AI, and there's so many things available to people. But like, how do we need to figure out a way to make music more profitable for the non Joe references like the 7 or the 12 or whatever. We need to find a way to make music profitable, a valid career for people outside of that main top tier. Because if no one can make money from it, how do you expect this new crop of people to emerge and start a career? Like it's
the
Right. It
fucked
can't.
up.
business is
Right.
behind.
Right. Right. You're right because it can't be just the upper echelon making all the money off of streams and all that good jazz and many other things. You're right.
Yeah, and to me that I said it on the pod a bunch of times, but a lot of that comes down to the model of pooling tips essentially that a lot of these DSPs are using. It doesn't allow for non huge artists to get fucking money. And how do you ever expect growth and new ideas and young talent and or not even they I don't care about age, but like young to the public talent to emerge and build something if they can't legitimately make a career from it?
When you mentioned that indie rock album, a lot of questions came in. You must have struck a nerve with people. But play legacy asks, how does the process of creating hip hop different from the process of creating indie rock outside of live instruments?
Well, just that in itself is different because you're not, hip hop. You usually, not always, it varies, but most of the time the producer has like a batch of shit that they're kind of playing. Although some people make shit from scratch, I'm oftentimes one of those people. Premier is one of those people where they'll make shit from scratch every time an artist comes in. But for the most part, producers have a batch or the artist has a batch of beats that they're bringing in. Um, but the processes are still kind of similar, honestly, outside of the sonic shit, like different instruments and shit like that. But it's definitely way different to actually, we have to record the drums and bass and scratch tracks with a guitar and guide vocal for a lyric. Like usually the band, in my experience, this is how I've always done it, but the band will come in and kind of do everything live and then we'll go through and nitpick each part and rebuild it. So
Okay.
it's very different, but also kind of same.
So before we get into pod related questions, just a couple more music questions for you. How was it working with Joe as your boss and friend? And also the funniest ever tour or road trip moment. And yeah, like what do you got there? How's it
Uh,
working with him?
that's two very different questions, but Joe is fucking. I love Joe, so I working with him as a friend. I don't. It's a hard question to answer. I guess I don't really look at it like
How would you answer it in the way you look at it, sort of, in working with them? Just working with
we're just kind of going, like it's all very well thought out, but I don't really get into the oh that's my friend and that's my boss thing. But I do have a different outlook on that because I worked for my sister for 5 years, and if you want to think
them.
that working for your friend is challenging and difficult, try working for family. Like it's when beef comes up and it's your sister is your boss and she's tight at you or you're tight at her is very different fucking level of issues than your man's.
And Dash, I think Dash said his brother works for him, so he definitely should understand that
Oh
shit.
my
Yes, yes.
goodness.
That
What a
Dash can
headache.
empathize on this a million times over. Go ahead, Dash.
Yeah, what a fucking headache. I mean, the earlier you learn that lesson, the better. The earlier you learn that fucking lesson, the better. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, it's a fucking
So,
headache.
Wait, so
so
Dash, you
you
don't
more
you
so
don't
look
like
at it
working
But
with
from
they
your
always
family?
say keep it in the family, though. They always say keep it in the family. What's
hold
going
on,
on?
hold on, Stag. Let Dash answer.
Dash,
Well, what was the question?
you don't like working for family or working with family?
Man, it's the hardest thing. You could tell the guy, here's your schedule. I gave my brother a blank piece of paper and told him, write the schedule you want. And he wrote the schedule he wanted and didn't show up for, like, I think it was day 3. Like, bro, you can't work with these motherfuckers. And what are you going to do? Fight them?
Well, in my case, we fought.
I'm about to say, yeah,
Well,
I'm going
there you
out back.
go.
We was getting to fisticuffs, boy.
Oh my
Quick,
gosh.
quick little 25 seconds.
That's it. That's
So
it. Just a little
so
Popeye.
you would look at Joe more as a collaborator, just in general. Like when we in here, we just making shit together.
Yeah, Joe is my friend. He is my boss, but he's also my collaborator. Yeah. And I don't we've never really had no contentious situations. And if we do, I never really go to Joe with them because I would like to continue to collaborate with him. And I think that's kind of a misstep that other collaborators have had with him as a broad stroke is that like they have an
Mm.
Secret
issue with something
meetings.
and they go right to him. And that's not usually the best scenario. Like he has handlers and management, whether it's Ian or before Ian, like go to them and get shit worked out so you can continue to have a working relationship.
So Park. So as far as you and Joe's work and friend relationship, what has been the number one element, that the most consistent element of y'all's friendship slash working relationship that has been able to keep that intact? What has kept that like close knit together after all these years? What's been the most consistent in y'all's relationship?
Goals, I would say. Like we both value whether it was music or whether it's media, um, a great product. So whatever it's going to take to get there, we're going to do it. and work ethic. Like he of all the collaborators, clients, whatever you want to describe that I've ever had in my life, he is the hardest working, most punctual, most forward thinking, probably of all of them. And that's no disrespect to anybody else, but he busts his ass. Pause. And I appreciate that because I'm a workaholic too.
Staying on one accord is very important.
Yeah, and
I
like I
got
said,
you.
it's about like we put kind of the art, whether it's the art of music or the art of media, kind of before anything else. Like fuck all the bullshit. Like what are we doing? We got a product to deliver, and it's got to be better than the last one.
That's some very nice things to say. That was very nice to say.
I mean, it's accurate, and it's I think it's shown. Like if you watch our trajectory since we came into each other's lives, our lives have gotten a lot better, and we've always strived to push it to the next level.
No, I was just wondering why my teammates don't talk about me like that. That's all.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah, come on. Go ahead, Dad.
Oh wait, you don't
um,
feel like your
uh,
teammates are pushing y'all?
I do a
Oh,
lot of
he
pushing.
flipped that
Mm,
shit on you
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Parks,
No,
what kind of
That was
question
no,
was that, bro?
good.
Yo, look what
no.
Parks did.
get
I do.
him.
I do a lot of the pushing,
Hey,
What?
and
yo, hey,
Pause,
yo,
nigga.
hey, dog.
oh, pause,
You
pause.
That
good?
was crazy.
I didn't say I do a
Uh,
lot of the pumping.
Someone's got to be the
yo,
pushing.
yeah, the
I'm
fuck?
your pusher.
Yo,
Nah.
Parks. The OLS sessions. How were the OLS sessions? And apparently, OLS 3 wasn't supposed to come out. Like, that's like a question from somebody in the crowd.
Okay, yeah. So the first OLS, I remember it was right before I want to say either Thanksgiving or Christmas, and I literally was getting on a bus to go see my family like right after the session. So that shit was dope and intense. It was a similar situation. I think the first one might have been around Thanksgiving, and then the second one was Christmas. So it was like pretty close together, and it was a similar type of vibe. Like, all right, we got to finish this, and I'm going to see the family for Christmas or whatever it may be. And then OLS 3 happened. I knew that he loved that beat, and what were we doing? I think we were doing, I want to say Mood Music 4.5 or one of those like kind of in between projects.
Mm.
And he came and laid something, and I started just chopping up the song, the Frank Ocean song, and kind of made it instrumental because it didn't exist. You couldn't find an instrumental, and this is before. Uh, sorry, fucking doing laundry here. This is before any like
No,
of
we
the
we hear the
software
well.
that
We hear the
exists. Now,
Yeah,
buttons.
yeah.
now there's software that you can make.
I hear it singing to you, Paul.
Expensive.
Now there's.
Yeah, I should still click to be like click, 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 click.
Is
No,
that
no,
pocket
don't
listening
say
or
ours.
pocket watching? How's that work? Pocket listening? Yo.
Yeah, you know our audience. We are definitely going to break down the science of
Absolutely.
how his appliances sounded.
It is nice. It is nice having an appliance that sing to you.
It is. And it does a little ditty when it's done to it. Be like, do do
But right before and after, yeah, that shit is fire. I ain't gonna lie.
do.
Back back to OLS 3. How many people tried to call you to stop you from dropping it, or like scrap the beat, or like there was a lot of people that didn't want it to drop. Mall, Ice, there's quite a few people that didn't want it to drop. How many people bumped your phone to try to get you to scrap it?
Everyone was in the room. I think. Honestly, at that time, Mole I think was there. I think Ice was there. Um, yeah, I think it was one of them things where it was a similar situation with the control response, but I think Ninth Wonder was the other guy in the room where he said, "Don't drop it." Yeah, I don't really
Ninth
remember the
Wonder in
naysayer
the
part as
room.
much as other people do, I guess, because I think
Another
that
casual
shit was
name drop.
just fire. So I ain't trying to hear that shit. If it's fire, put it out. Fuck it.
Is it true? Was Frank Ocean thinking about becoming out to one and performing it with Joe at some point?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Joe has relationships with people even back then, and this is before Frank was like the biggest star in the world. So that's entirely possible.
Do you see that a lot of times when you're with him, or like I know you said you work and you search out a lot of different people. Do y'all do that separately? Do y'all sometimes come together? Hey, you know this person, or How does that like? Are you usually just surprised when he sort of brings a new artist to and say, "Hey, check this out," or "Listen to this," or "Is this dope?"
Uh, I mean, sometimes we'll send shit to each other, but it's usually just we'll sit around or we'll be pre-pod like, yo, did you listen to such and such? Be like, nah, yo, check it out. You're gonna really enjoy this. So yeah, that's just a natural uh a natural thing, I think.
Um, whose ear would you say is better, you or Joe? And how would you describe that? I guess
Different
like.
ears, different ears. His ear is better. Certainly for lyric analysis, I don't think you can really fuck with Joe. And I might be a little bit more like he's also has a good ear for music, but there might be certain
Hmm.
nuances and stuff that I pick up better and different, especially from like a sonic level. But yeah,
Gotcha.
they're two different sides of the coin to me. He's better with lyrics and vocals, and I'm better maybe with sonics and arrangements.
Hmm. Right.
So we'll get to the pod, man. Let's get to the pod. When was the first episode you joined the pod at?
So
And how did that opportunity even like start? I know you guys work together, but yeah, go ahead.
the first, I was on some of the first episodes. I don't remember specifically which ones, but we were in the middle of doing All Love Lost, I want to say, and he would do the pod on the same day in the city, and we used to record in Jersey, so I would come meet him at the pod, and then ride with him to Jersey. Um, but Joe has always kind of been like, "Hey, if you got something to say and you're in the room, go ahead." So I would be on a couple episodes here and there, but then I think it was episode 126, I want to say, that I became like kind of regular on it.
So you were there for the Marissa and Rosenberg days, or like from
Yeah,
the beginning?
yeah, for sure. And then we did the studio in Jersey for a while, and I was the engineer on a lot of that stuff. And then, um, yeah, when that studio closed, they came to the crib.
What was that like? Like, how was that decision made? Were you with Rim at the time? What was her initial thoughts? Like, how did that go down?
I can't. I think me and Rem maybe had just started. No, she's sitting right next to me. Am I wrong? No, we were already dating for a while, but you weren't living with me yet. Yeah, yeah. So we had done maybe one or two at my crib before because of whatever conflict there was scheduling wise. So we knew it could be done from my crib, and I don't think it necessarily started off as intentionally being like a permanent home, but it clicked. It was a vibe. It was there's something to be said for spaces. The
Ah,
specialty of a space.
no pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended, or
um,
all pun intended. Like I think that there's sometimes places just work for whatever reason, and
right.
that that apartment, even though it was absolutely fucking tiny and should not have logistically been able to fucking pull off what it pulled off, uh, fucking magic was created there, man. I still walk by there regularly. It's just rubble now, and it's like sad and shit.
Damn.
Oh,
Oh, damn,
damn.
damn. They done gentrified
Oh
this
no, they tore
motherfucker.
that whole.
Bullet.
That's why I left. They tore that whole shit down.
Oh, damn.
Oh
So,
man.
well,
Yeah.
what was that transition like going from your house? Because I'm sure you had some studio stuff set up somewhere in your house in general, but setting it up for the pod, like, was that transition difficult? Like, was it tedious? Like, what was it like setting all that stuff up for the pod?
No, it wasn't crazy because I had when I started working with Premiere, we were at D&D, which is like a super legendary hip hop studio, and we moved out. He had to move out because they turned it into some fucking luxury high rises or some shit. And maybe what was that 20? I think it was 2015. So when that happened, I wasn't 100% sure what the next situation was going to look like. So I started building out my home studio in terms of like I always had a home studio, but it was more for like beats and mixing and stuff like that. But I built like the ability to cut vocals and do a full session at the crib just in case the next spot wasn't going to be able to be accessible in the way I needed it to be. So it really wasn't complicated in terms of the physical logistics or the technical logistics, I should say. I had to buy a bunch more shit though, for sure. I had a lot of the mics, but I had to buy more like preamps and shit like that. And then figure out, how to run wires so people aren't tripping over them. That was kind of a constant evolution. Um, but yeah, I was kind of set up for it to a degree. So we did that. We
Did
actually
you
did Ice's pod. He had a pod with Beatrice, and we did some episodes there. Um, so yeah, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard.
What do
did
you
you
think of?
anticipate it going that long in your apartment initially
There you
when you
go.
first started?
No, I think it was supposed to be a temporary thing while they built the new studio, but then, like I said, spaces sometimes have some special shit behind them that you don't really recognize till you're in them, and it just felt good, and no one really wanted to leave. And it was a good location. The story is very central to New York in terms of it's easy to get here, easy and fast to get here from Jersey. You can get into the city quick and easy. The airports are right here. There's a lot of food and restaurants and clubs. And at that era, Joe was coming to Melody a lot anyway, and still coming to a lot of the strip clubs that are in the area anyway. So it just kind of made sense, I guess, from like a logistics standpoint. But it wasn't supposed to be a long term thing necessarily. But then it just worked. So why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right, for sure.
I guess my
So,
real question would be, when did Rim start getting pissed off at motherfuckers'
She
ass
never
twice
did.
a week?
She never did. There was never. It wasn't really. It wasn't crazy. Even though it was a small space and there was kind of a lot of people in it for being a small space. It wasn't really. It didn't really infringe. Looking back at it now, it's like, how the fuck did we possibly live in that space and do that shit
Hmm.
in that space? But it
Well,
didn't affect nothing at the time. I don't know. I've always been a clean freak and a fucking OCD dude, so I would never let it get crazy in there, and we just made it work, yo. There's
so
definitely
was
times where she
potting
would be absolutely exhausted and like fall asleep at the kitchen table while we were potting, but I think that's
terrible.
probably the extent of her discomfort. But I think she probably misses the fucking having the show in her basement.
oh, having
Camaraderie.
company over all the time. Yeah, go ahead, Dash.
Was it always a paid gig, podcasting from the beginning?
Hell no, hell no. I was doing that shit for free for a while, for a long time, a year before the Spotify deal. We were just fucking thugging.
So you had a lot of faith in like the game itself, because like that speaks to how much faith you have in podcasting. You saw a future in it right away off the jump, or
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't know it would turn out to be as successful as it is, obviously, but I just enjoyed doing it. It goes back to me saying, like, with musicians and clients and that level, like, do I enjoy them? Do I enjoy the shit that we're doing? Then I'll do it. If not, I won't. And the podcast is fun to do. It still is to this day. It's cathartic. I kind of get the same creative satisfaction from podcasting as I do from music. Almost. If it's not equal, it's fucking really close. And sometimes it's probably better. It feels like a live show almost every time you do a show. It's a
Parks, you
super.
make a lot of shit about this pod stuff look pretty easy. Okay, music, podding, and stuff. You make it look pretty easy. But what is the most challenging element of podding? What is the most challenging part of podding that you've come across over these last few years?
I guess the hardest part is probably just the amount of shit that you have to consume um, to be able to talk. And I guess actually beyond that is to think about things outside of news or music or TV shows or whatever to talk about. Even though a lot of those things kind of stem off of one another. Um, yeah, it's the constant analyzing of life, of music, of TV, of news, and how I can turn this into something to talk about and an original take and things of that nature. That's the game. That's the hard part. That's the art. It
Did
is
you ever think about like I know it's an unpaid gig, but did you ever think about stepping back, quitting, anything like that throughout this process?
nah, hell no. I enjoy it too much. I enjoy it too
Okay,
much.
so what? So okay, so speaking of enjoying it and having fun, what is being discussed when you're having the most fun on the pod? Like what subject itself is like, okay, we about to really have a great episode. When are you having the most fun on the pod? What are we discussing?
I mean, I guess for me, it depends. It depends, but usually, I think music is the most fun catalyst, unless it's something like when someone does something really fucking crazy and it's like, oh, we can have fun with this. That shit that's up there. Whether someone says something crazy in an interview or, someone gets fucking some crazy shit happen to them at the gas station. There's sometimes it's like just some crazy news story that's like, oh, this is about to be it. This is about to be the show.
The lighthearted
This is
stuff. The
about to be
lighthearted stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't really care about the serious shit or the uh I don't know, the gossipy
Controversial
kind of
stuff.
shit. Like that's not as fun to me. I want to just have a good time or get nerdy about music or TV or film. Those are the two most fun for me, for sure, by far.
Going from you know being behind the camera to the new location where you're featured a little bit more, how was that transition for you, and how do you, I guess, with all the different personalities that's on the new iteration of the pod, how do you pick your spots and find your role?
Um, the camera transition just meant I had to go to the barber more often, so that was maybe get some different shirts and shit. um, I guess that was the biggest challenge. I still don't really like the angle that they have on me or like the lack of lighting, but whatever. We gotta do what we gotta do. Um,
No, talk that shit.
No, I want you to speak more. I had no idea you didn't appreciate it because I don't think we appreciate it either. Part. Go on ahead, get your shit off.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's just a matter of like the way the space is laid out. I don't think there's. I've talked to Erickson about it, and there's not really a good solution to it from where I'm sitting. So it is what it is, and I don't really care. I'm not like disgusted by it or anything like that, but I don't love it. But anyway, um, yeah, that's the one adjustment. What was it? I forgot what the second question was.
The second question was, I guess, even with the new iteration, but also with
Oh,
the
how do you
other.
pick your spots?
Yeah, there you go.
Um, I don't know. That's a feel thing. I think some of that shit comes from like musicianship and playing in bands and being like a tour DJ. I used to have to like do ad libs and um, uh, talk to the crowd, that kind of thing. So I think that some of that is probably just a carryover from my music career, honestly. Um, to me, it feels no different from playing in a band, or it's like from athletics. Like I used to like playing basketball and football and shit like that, and sometimes you got to be the fucking 3-and-D guy. Pause. And sometimes you fucking are the center, and sometimes you know what I mean. Like sometimes you got to find a different role. So yeah, I think that those are just products of that. And sometimes you feel stepped on, and I'm sure everyone feels stepped on at some point. Shit, I've heard
Yeah,
people
yeah, definitely.
vocalize that, like, "Yo,
Right.
you know, let me get my shit off. You're not letting me get my point off. You're cutting me off." And that's just gonna
Yeah,
be kind of inherent with having that many mics and the style of show we have. Like, it's not like First Take or something like that, where it's like, all right,
there's
now
only
to
time,
you,
right?
Dan Orlovsky, and now to you know what I mean. Like, it's not set up like that. It's a freestyle basically. So there,
Yeah, I
there's
feel that.
there's
I feel
room
that.
to feel slighted and cut off, but you just gotta be okay with that and know, hey, today's not gonna be my day. I'm not gonna get the
Right.
points I wanted today. It is what it is.
So
Um,
speaking of feeling stepped on, and folks not getting their shit off, who would you say is the most underappreciated member of the pod and why?
Ice by far. I don't know why everyone hates Ice. Ice is he's a glue piece. He's um he's very organized in terms of his the topics that he brings. He already knows what he's gonna say. Ice to me is by far the most underappreciated. Amani, I think, is also underappreciated too, but he's just starting, so he'll get there. I think in terms of the
So,
fans,
oh, in terms of fans, yeah, yeah, okay.
because we
So
appreciate them both heavily.
makes sense. Yeah,
Same,
yeah. How
same.
was it working with? How was it working with? I know Rory was there from the big, like almost from the beginning.
Yeah,
This is an argument that's been had, day one, not day one, whatever, whatever.
yeah.
And then Maul joined episode 78. How was it working with that version of the pod?
It was great.
Or,
Maul I had known for a long time, because he was kind of he hung around. You know what I'm saying? He hung around Joe. We were friends. Rory I didn't know, but he's a good dude. He was funny. He was insightful. So um, at first it's like meeting well, with Rory, it was like meeting new friends and kind of figuring out everyone's quirks and what's going to make them laugh and what's going to get them excited and pissed off or whatever. Um, but that was fun too, man. Like it's nothing but love for those guys for me, even though we had our breakup or whatever it may be, and they've probably
Yep.
sent some shots my way that I didn't think were necessarily deserved, and I probably did some shit to piss them off too. It is what it is, but it's always love from me to them.
That's
yeah.
what's
Well, what I was gonna ask is favorite pod moment, least favorite pod moment. I mean, with that iteration of the pod, also favorite tour moment. Like, just if you want to get on that.
Favorite pod moment, man. That's hard. Favorite pod moment with the original cast. There's a lot, man. I still see like when y'all post the throwback clips in the community, or I see them on Reddit or just on the timeline in general. There's so many fucking funny moments. The Durex shit was hilarious. That one stands out. A lot of like
Classic.
the breakdown conversations, like the Drake and Nicki breakdowns and stuff like that, stands out. The hard nosed vet convo was fucking top tier. There was a lot. My least favorite moment is obviously going to be the fucking breakup. Um, uh,
You didn't enjoy watching Joe yell at an empty couch?
well,
For
in
like two
hindsight, yo,
hours.
that is one of the funniest things that's ever happened in media. Like, let's just be fucking for real. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like when I
It
see
was.
that shit now, I swear to God, I will just start cracking up. Like I'll be on the couch just watching some shit, and someone will post a GIF or a clip of that. That shit was top tier comedy. Even though at the time it was very serious, and I couldn't
Right.
appreciate it for that at that time. That shit is
Yeah.
funny.
Like just when you thought Joe couldn't get any more nuts, that motherfucker eclipsed that episode for sure. New echelon of nuts.
That shit
That
was
pause.
elite hilarity. Yeah, that was a rough time though. That was a rough time, but you look back at it now, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
So
Well,
if you could,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, Juicy. Go ahead, Juicy.
Well, I was gonna bring it to some of the current members. I know that you've done a confessional, and we saw a couple of the confessionals and everything. So how was that experience shooting the confessionals, seeing how it came out, and then like what did you think of Corey's confessional?
I actually didn't watch Corey shit all the way. Uh, it's fun. It's a new little wrinkle, and I think we're gonna develop it and build it out to some new shit. I think it's an Ian concept, and it's fun. I don't know. I like doing different shit, and I kind of miss that we don't do. I don't know if miss because we never really I guess did it that often. But in the past, like when we were on tour, we would go to different studios, obviously because we had to, and that shit was exhausting at the time. But I do miss change ups. So even though the confessional is just in a different room at the studio, it's still something different, and I kind of hope that we keep that going.
So do
Uh,
you agree? Do you agree with and during Corey's confessional, he saw somebody asked him, "Who do you think would adapt well in jail and who wouldn't?" Do you agree with his take when he said that Joe would adapt the best out of the entire cast because he adapts in the most strangest ways in the most effective way? Do you agree with that take?
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. Joe's gonna make himself comfortable for better or worse, no matter where the fuck he's at.
Okay. Well, he also said that his nickname is Casanova, and since you've been around. so long, I was just wondering, like, is that an accurate take of himself, or is that just icing on the cake for the confessional?
I
Like, have you?
I have absolutely never heard anybody refer to Corey as Casanova, but but I mean, hey, God bless. Maybe it's
That's one of
Casanova.
those Lionheart moments.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's up there.
Lionheart.
It's up there. Lionheart is nuts. Shout out to Mel Gibson. I get. Oh, matter of fact, never mind. Ooh, never mind. Yuck.
So
That's
Good.
we'll get
so
to
Yuck.
hold on
Taking
real
that
we'll,
back.
quick,
Go ahead,
Dash.
Lupe.
after the breakup. Hold on. After the breakup, you meet I or you knew Ice already, right?
Yeah,
Okay, Ish also or no?
I knew Ish, but not like super duper well. Ish would, sometimes come out with us when we were at whatever we were at, and he would call into the pod, and he would stop by the pod and stuff like that. I knew Ish, but not like I knew Ice very well.
Okay, did you those additions to the pod? What did you think of them at the time, right when it happened? Like
Uh,
after the breakup, we're talking.
I think I suggested or agreed with Ice. I think I suggested it. Like I think I'm not saying that he wasn't also thinking Joe wasn't also thinking the same thing, but uh, Ice to me was a no brainer. Ish, I didn't know. I didn't know from like I didn't know that he would know how to become a media guy, and I think he's still kind of figuring that out, honestly. But I didn't know him, excuse me, well enough to know that he could talk like he talked. He's very smart and can talk about literally anything with or without research for hours. So that was a brilliant call on Joe's part.
Without research, the
college.
key.
Yeah, without being researched. Yeah, I caught that part.
Ish can talk. He's,
Oh,
he's super duper smart and worldly. He's been to a lot of places, seen a lot of shit. So that shit helps in terms of being able to talk.
So, go ahead, Michael. My bad.
oh well, it was just a quick question. Somebody from the audience, Enrique, had asked. Seeing as a completely new cast, how did you feel the new industry rankings should line up? Not including yourself.
Uh, I don't think Ish is the least industry for sure. Let me see. Joe is probably still number one. Mel is
I don't know,
well.
man.
Mel might be
You
number
got
one.
weed for Snoop, so I think you might be number one.
That takes him up there. That makes him 1A.
As a fellow stoner, I would definitely say, hell yeah. That take like. Did you even tell the dealer that you were getting it for Snoop, or did you just pick up like normal?
I mean, I think I. Well, I don't want to incriminate myself. Uh,
I think I had the bag.
Pick up for Mr. Dog.
I don't think I had.
Octavia.
I don't think I had to call anybody. Um, uh, the industry rankings. Well, it depends on how you define industry. Because I guess if you want to say I have the most music industry experience outside of Joe, I would have to be number two. But I don't think that that's what industry really means. I think industry means, do you play like the politics? Do you talk to people and do all that kind of shit? And I would say I'm very low on that because I just talk to my collaborators and things of that nature. And I think that like Flip and Mel would be much higher in that because they politic. I don't really politic. So
Well, and since you mentioned her, um, somebody asked, do you miss Mel?
yeah, yeah, Miss Mel. She's
Okay.
super. She's got a great role, especially now that she's gotten more comfortable in it. Um, and she's definitely missed, but she'll be back. I'm not really tripping. I think it's dope that she can go off and do some other shit that makes her happy or makes her money or both, and come right back and let's get back to it. I think that shit is super dope. I think that that's a model going forward for all of us, any of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, name it. We named quite a few. Pretty much covered almost everybody on the cast so far. Who would you say, aside from Joe, who's the most well-rounded in this pod and shit out of the entire cast?
Most well-rounded. Define well-rounded.
As far as from being researched, being a good conversationalist, being able to, being good at improvisation, and being able to duck and weave in and out of some smoke. If there's a debate going on, debate game, all that jazz.
Ooh, that's tough because I think that different people are good at different things. I think, um, in terms of being the most researched and having something to say about something, I think Ice would be high. I think Ish is great at debating and talking. I think Flip is great at improvising. I think Mel is also really good at if she's researched on something, she's going to come in with something to say. Maybe
This
not
guy's
as
good.
good at improvising, Mel, but that's just not her strength, and that's fine. It's like a team, you know what I'm saying? Different people are good at different shit.
I like that. Show the whole cast some love. I like that.
Hell
You're good.
yeah, Amani is
You're very
Amani is
good.
also really good at uh, coming with some different topics that we might not cover. He's also very well researched, and yeah, he's coming along too. So I mean, everyone's got strengths.
Do you think Mel is funny at all? Because Corey was saying he doesn't think she's funny at all in this confession.
Mel is funny in a Mel way, I guess. I say it that way. Mel is funny, it's like kind of how Ish is funny.
Who trained you? Like funny, like weird, or
This
funny
guy's
how?
good. He's so good.
Well, they're hilarious. You can't say that Mel and Ish are hilarious. They're
Mel
hilarious,
is
but they might not.
quirky
Yeah,
funny.
they're cool. Yeah,
They might not
yeah. I
be
like that.
intending to necessarily be funny or be comedic.
Yeah, but I do find comic relief in someone being
Other,
oblivious,
yeah.
healthily, of course. In the even in the moment, just like, oh wait, what you mean they screenshotted my comment? Yes, ish. Niggas been doing that shit for about a good 8 to 10 years, if not longer.
Right.
Like, welcome to the interwebs.
Mm.
But yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, they're funny in a different type of way.
Since we're talking about pod members, let's not forget about Savon and Alex.
My guys.
Since you first met them up until now as they're becoming full blown podcasters. What do you think of their growth so far?
I think they're killing it, man. I think. Well, when I first met them, I think they were already podcasters, by the way. But they've
Yes.
been building that shit out, man, and I can't be more proud for them. I was mad at them for the misinformation they did in that Joe interview, but that's cool. We had our talk, and it's cool. Those are my guys, man. I've always been a staunch supporter of Save On in particular because I met him first, but both of them are fucking good dudes, man.
Would you go back up there for part two?
Oh yeah, I forgot that I did that. That was a different show, damn near. Yeah, hell yeah, I would go back up. Hell yeah, those are my guys.
Dash, go ahead.
Have you connected with any of the old cast since Rory Mall? Any of them? I know, like there was a big, the breakup was pretty big. But have you connected with them or seen them at all since?
I saw Rory at one of the Need to Know mixers. I guess that was 2 years ago, and
Yep.
said
About a year and a half ago. Yep.
said what up, and it was a sort of begrudging return, in my opinion, of a what up, but it's cool. Maul I have not seen nor talked to. I guess we had that space where everyone was in there. I think it was Danny's space or something.
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't talk, so that's probably the closest interaction I've had with them. I tried a couple
Okay.
times after the breakup to like group text everybody, but no one was really having that shit. So, and I talked to Rory
Oh,
like during the breakup. I talked to Rory. That's the one thing that I think he left out during that whole conversation when he was talking about I think on Danny's shit. Like I talked to Rory every other day during the breakup,
really?
and then once the shit hit the
Damn.
fan, I just never heard from him
You
again.
you tried to put everybody. You tried to put everybody in a group text, like Joe, them, everybody. That's what you tried to do.
Correct.
Oh shit.
Correct.
Oh damn. Okay.
He tried.
Um.
He tried.
All right.
I had a
Okay.
question.
Go ahead.
Just somebody from the Life of a Wave head. He said, "What would it take you to do interviews, sort of like as a sub show under you with producers or engineers, or if you ever had thought about it?"
I definitely have thought about it, and I really want to do it. I will say there's a couple things that have held me back. One, I, I'm part of a lot of fucking content over at the JVP, so it's hard to uh, feel like I need to do more. It's not to say that I don't have time, but like I feel like we all have like on a video game where you have your little health slider. Like I feel like my content creation health slider be in the red already. So I would just have to find a way to make it work that didn't fucking drain me completely.
Do
Um,
you get enough sleep?
absolutely. No, I'm getting my 8 hours. I don't give a fuck.
That's real.
I,
That's real. I fuck with that. Sleep is very important.
I don't play that whole sleep when you're dead shit. Not especially not anymore. Maybe a little bit in my 20s, but I've always been a staunch supporter of fucking resting.
I empathize with that because my fellow co-hosts they can attest to this. I'm gonna take a motherfucking nap.
Oh yeah.
They already know 1,000,001%. Hey, I'm there when y'all need me. When it's time to nap, I'm a motherfucking nap. Now, as far as the extra pod, I think you were talking about. I remember in an interview you said you would like to do a pod with Gift and David. But if you wanted to add a third mic from aside from yourself, who would you want to add to that pod, like that alternate universe pod, if you had the time for it?
I mean, the perfect pod that I would create would have someone that's like, so in music, there's people with perfect pitch and relative pitch. Relative pitch means that if I have an instrument in front of me or if I hear two notes together, I can tell what's wrong. Perfect pitch means someone could just play a song and they could be like, yo, that's in D flat minor and that's an A flat and that's a B and that's a, you know, I would want someone with perfect pitch to discuss music with, and then like a rapper or a rapper producer like Gift would be perfect. So someone that's got perfect pitch would be my ideal podcast partner. Except if I was to do another pod, I would want to make it music centric, and I have good relative pitch, but I don't have perfect pitch. And it would be nice if there was someone that could just be like you meet these people sometimes as a musician that can just pick up damn near any instrument, and you can just be like, "Yo, play Steely Dan," they'll play it. Yo, play Michael Jackson, they'll play it. Play what like those type of dudes or girls. That's the person I would want to be a third member because I would want to get into super nerdy music conversations, and that would be way easier with someone that could immediately be like, "Oh, that's the and then I could break down the production shit, and then someone that could break down lyrics and maybe as that pertains to the music, that shit would be fire.
This is a very off kilter question,
Shoot.
and I love it. It's weird as fuck. Geechee Luciano asks, "What was it like growing up with one of the most infamous jails in America in your city? Do you have any interesting stories you can share?"
Uh, it was definitely it's really crazy. There's actually two prisons and a community a community jail, county jail rather, in the town I grew up, and that shit was ingrained in the fabric of life in a fucking weird and depressing way. Um, you would everyone has some type of tie to the jail, whether they got family members in there, whether they moved here because of a family member being in there, whether they're a CO or have family members, parents that are COs. That shit is a trip, and when I moved out, it made me realize how much of a trip it is because it's like it's damn near a police state there. Like there was, I forgot what the statistic was, but there was like 11 police per square mile or something like that in Elmira. Like in Elmira,
Damn.
you couldn't go outside. You're gonna get pulled over if you're doing anything. If you have black people in your car, you're getting pulled over. If you had a fucking uh, uh, thing hanging from your mirror, you're getting pulled over. Like you get pulled over for anything out there, and there was just gonna be police wherever you were at. Like that shit was a constant kind of threat, and I had so many interactions with police in my first. I guess when did I move out? I was probably 21. I think I had more interactions with police from 17 to 21, whether it's me getting arrested or someone I was with getting arrested or getting pulled over or whatever, than I've had in the now 19 years that I haven't been there by far. By far.
Damn,
Like,
that's
by
interesting.
exponentially. Like, it's not even close. Like, I grew up in a police state, but didn't really realize at the time. It just felt like, oh, this is kind of fucked up.
Sounds like a lot of
Well, it
fear
seems like,
mongering and shit going on.
yeah, but it also was like the local economy as well with the amount of people he said like work there,
Oh,
CEOs.
yeah.
So CEOs probably have family members in jail as well.
Hmm.
Good question, Geechee.
And the shit like COs be fucked up too. Like they live in jail too. So like their mentality is all fucked up. And you gotta deal with them outside. And then you gotta deal with if they're having a bad day and want to start a fight with you, and then you gotta deal with the fact that they're tied in with the police. Like that shit was some other shit in hindsight. That shit is a fucking fucked up way to live, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, Dash, you got something? I want to unlock the trauma. I wanna-
Well, look what you fucking did. Okay.
Yo, we
I'm
can't
trying to
treat
get.
him like ish.
Yo, listen. I'm gonna go back to the pod related stuff. How was it going from, one episode a week to two episodes a week, and now four fucking episodes a week? How you feeling?
Um, the 1 to 2 felt like a lot at the time, and the 2 to 4 felt like a lot at the time. But I will say that, and this is not a knock to the old cast, but the new cast, Ice and Ish, when they came on, like we had started doing 4 with Rory and Maul. It got easier with Ice and Ish because they could talk for longer and about more things outside of the shit that we would do on the pod.
The
That's like,
infamous,
say again?
the infamous overworked and underpaid bullshit, right?
Yeah, that was all taken out of context and worded poorly. Yeah, yeah. The new cast, and maybe it helps because they were green and just kind of took this as part of the gig, whereas maybe the old guys were a little bit jaded. Um, but it became easier with the new cast by far.
So going from so Dash mentioned how you go from one episode to two a week and so on and so forth. The workload has only increased so far, obviously, but with more episodes, you tend to get more guests. So, who were some of your favorite guests from recent memory to recent years? Like, who are some of your favorite guests that have been on the pod, whether it be Patreon or public episodes?
I mean, Dame was super cool. Dame Lillard, just because we had a fucking NBA player, and then that shit was on Sports Center and shit the next day. That's hard to overshadow. I mean, the Griselda guys were super dope, being that they were from upstate and being that like I had them on my first album in like 2017 before they kind of became big. So seeing their kind of rise and then getting to like build with them in person was super duper fire to me. Um, Vince, obviously, Vince feels like I wish Vince could just be on the pod with us. That's my guy. Um,
Hilarious, very hilarious. Love when he's on.
yeah, yeah, I love Vince. Damn, who else has been super fire? I'm probably forgetting somebody. I mean, the Justice episodes, even though a lot of the fans hated it, were always fun because he was an argument ass dude. Um, Damn, who else was fucking good? I liked like Maxo Cream was super dope. Doughboy was super dope. Like I like those kind of stories when you get to get someone that's kind of up and coming a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Um, the Pusha T was fucking legendary.
Oh shit.
What were you?
Top
Did
five.
you know he was gonna come and spill all that tea, or were you just like sitting there like, oh shit, what's happening?
Well, it was in the midst of all that shit, so yeah, we had to know that that was gonna happen, and did,
And did is crazy.
and did, and did. The chance shit was dope actually, um, at the time. Yeah, I don't know. It's been fun, man. I like the way that we do guests, where it's not necessarily just like, oh, we have to talk to this person. It's usually
Yeah.
someone that there's like some type of relationship with, or they're
You let them come to you, basically. You
yeah,
don't
yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
reach
It
out.
would be kind of annoying to like just sit down to people because they wanted to come there and be a part of their press run shit.
What about the Elliot one? Like, what'd you think of the Elliot one? I know that Benny showed up after that. Like, what'd you think of the Elliot one
Oh, the recent one that was
specifically?
great, man. I love
Yeah.
Elliot, man, and it was fun having someone that we could kind of like pick on, not pick on, but
Pick on.
Nah, you said it.
yeah, we
Nah,
got to
get
pick
that
on him a
nigga.
little bit. Like that shit is dope. Like I kind of wish
Shout
we
out to
would
Elliot,
do.
but nah, y'all had to get him.
It's fun to have someone else that pods and is in media. And Elliot's a fucking legend in terms of what he's done as a journalist. So that was a lot of fun. It's nice
How
having
do y'all
someone up there that's does the same shit and is an OG and can take a joke and joke with us. Like, yeah, that was dope.
how do you
So,
guests that kind of know about what's going on the pod, like Salehi?
Oh, that was
hmm
dope too. Slay's my fucking guy. It was dope to
Yeah.
have like a fan, yeah. And I mean, it's funny. A lot of the people that be up there like tune in,
Right.
and I prefer those guests to like I said, just the guys that are on the press run or whatever, what have you. It's nice when someone's
It must have felt
someone that
my
knows
bad, go
the
ahead.
inside jokes and someone that knows how we joke and what we joke about and might make a callback to a joke that we make. Like I like that shit.
Was there
so
any guest that you were kind of pleasantly surprised, like you didn't think it was gonna be as fun as it was?
Um,
Exactly.
Salehi would probably fall in that category. I didn't know how that was gonna go. It's like, oh, this is a fashion dude. Like, what the fuck are we about to talk about? Um, it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot. Like even what's my man's name? Roddy Rich. That was like, I don't really know how this is about to go, but then it was a dope pod. It usually be someone like that where it's like, I don't think they're really tapped in or give a fuck about us, and they're here, and then it's like,
On, on some industry shit type shit.
yeah, yeah,
Just like
Right.
label
Right.
sent them.
yeah, exactly. Like I never like those conversations in theory, but then sometimes they work out and be fucking amazing.
It must have felt very refreshing to have, like, going back to Salehi briefly. While yes, he was a huge fan, but he had his own acclaim as well. So it's like he wasn't very groupie-ish when
Yeah,
he was up there. Like that had to feel very, very refreshing.
yeah, absolutely. He's super like, and I didn't really know shit about Salehi at the time. Like I don't wear Crocs, you know what I mean, or New Balances and the shit that he does. So I was just like, okay, I guess we're having this dude on here, and then it was he was insightful and dope, and like I said, he's a fan of the pod and knew all our shit. So that's always fire.
Just to call back to your confessions, you said Ish requires the most edits and Joe requests the most edits. So is it Joe requesting Ish's edits? Is that what's happening here? Or like,
A little bit of both. A little bit of
oh,
both.
fuck.
Joe requests his own edits and Ish's edits. Yeah, it's just, you know what it is, and it's not even. We've gotten so fucking soft as a society. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that Ish be out of pocket even really. It's just he jokes in a way that we used to joke in up till 2013. You know what I mean? And now everything is super sensitive, and you can't make any jokes about anybody, and he still does. So I have to edit him up. Like talking in accents and shit like that, like mocking accents. Like you can't do that shit no more. But
You
Why
can't
not?
say that.
I
Why not?
lovingly call him Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks. Like that's the kind of laughs he gives me. Like I'm always laughing at the stuff he says. Like, oh, you can't say that, Ish, but it's
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck. Like I'm cringing in my car. Like I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, Lord forgive me. I'm laughing my ass over. But I'm like, but to others, that
yeah,
might land on a few people.
yeah. I miss being able to be more open with jokes, but it is what it is.
Um, Mandy and Bridget, the breakup happened. Somebody asked, who would you rather have on the pod?
I like both of them, so I don't
Oh,
know.
that's so
oh, that was
PC.
such a
Pick
That's
PC.
so
one.
PC.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. You should not have. You should have expected that though.
yeah, I'm sorry. I fuck with both of them. Mandy's a super pro at potting, and she's a friend. And Bridget, I like because she's a musician and has developed into a very good potter. And she was great the few times that we
Absolutely.
had her on the pod. So yeah, I don't know. I like them both.
You worked you worked with them until the final days of their pod, or as soon as they left the JBN.
I worked with him the whole JBN era and not since. But I've run into Mandy a million times. I've run into Mandy all the time when I am out and about. Bridget, I don't really see as much, but I fuck with Bridget. I would like to. I want to. I gotta actually watch that Patreon that she did. I want to know the tea too, though.
Everyone wants to know the damn tea.
Gotta know.
You are
uh,
not alone.
your A and R plans. Phil 0423 had a question about your A&R plans.
Any specific?
No, I guess just in general, I can ask.
It's just something that I've always kind of done. First of all, like I mentioned earlier, with the playlist thing, and just in general with like sleepers and stuff like that. Like I look intentionally for new talent, and I think my strength in music a lot of times is my ability to reconcile the creative processes with the needs of maybe a record label or similar entity, so I can understand both sides and communicate well to both sides. So I think I would be really good in that position. That being said, I don't know that there's much of a fucking career path. They're laying off people left and right. So I don't know if there's really if that's a realistic goal anymore. I think I got to figure out a way to do it my own way. but I would
That's
Okay.
like
why it's
to.
great. That's why it's great that you're working for an independent, network like Joe, because I think it's a lot of consistency in your work. Like you're not worried about losing a fucking job, right? Like if he was deal dependent and signed to somebody, then you'd worry about salary go up and down, this that. But you're in a good place, I think. In comparison to a lot of engineers.
Oh, for sure. There's a lot to be said for the consistency of the gig. Excuse me. Um, so with that, there is room for experimentation in side projects and side desires. So I would like to continue to try to explore them. Um, and the A&R thing I think would be great. I just don't know what that looks like in 2024 with all the consolidation of labels and layoffs. It seems like there should be more room for it, but I feel like the way that these companies are fucking
Nasty.
it's gross, bro. It's gross. It's like they're trying to get more algorithm based where I think that there's more room for human based shit.
Yeah, it's cheaper
Yeah.
though.
It's
It's
cheaper though.
cheaper. That's why they're doing it.
I get why they're doing it.
Yeah.
And I
Cheaper.
don't think that that's necessarily like a death knell for anything. I think it just gives more credence and opportunity to independence. But
That's the thing. It's like people like that. We all fuck with music and we like authenticity. So when you switch it to a bunch of AI bullshit, how are we gonna be as consumers?
right. And I think that we're going to
What
start
about it?
seeing that. I think we're going to start seeing that. Like, I think they're going to continue to push forward with algorithmic shit. I mean, we already have seen it. There's been fucking how many noteworthy projects, especially from new artists in the past, call it 5 years. How many?
It's not that many.
Not many, yo. Like the last 2 years specifically have been like devoid of quality. And I think that
And
that's tied to trying to appease the algorithm as opposed to trying to do something new and interesting.
yeah, I don't even see pop stars as often as we used to come out and kind of flourish. Um, what about live audience tours or you know, people coming to see y'all? What's your thoughts on that? Or
With the
your
pod,
yes with the pop?
I miss doing tours. I'll tell you that much. I would like to do it. I do see why we don't. There's a lot of us. It's a lot of logistics and expense. But I do miss doing live shows and touring and going to different places. Um, I would like to see it happen. I don't know when it'll happen, but that's probably a better question for Ian or Joe.
Do you ever think that you guys could do something like a JBP con, like where you guys just go to one spot and we all come to you?
That's a dope idea.
Because you
Gonna be
guys got a universe. We can. I'm a Marvel fan, so that's why I said con, like so, like Marvel con or something like that. So I thought that would be cool. JPP con
That is
Yeah,
gonna
dope.
panel,
need a
you
all
lot
just
of
that.
throwing
security.
words in the end on the end.
Gonna need a lot of security because there's some weird. Never mind.
Well, I figured they had that for the tour anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That
without a doubt.
that wouldn't be
Triple
that wouldn't
down.
be hard to do. That's probably a dope idea, and maybe something like that would make sense. Where at least it's maybe like a East Coast con and a West Coast con and a down South con or something like that. I don't know.
Oh,
Do
that's
you do you
That's
yeah,
a
have an
con.
pretty
Instagram
good.
community?
Yeah.
Huh?
You have an Instagram community?
Do I have an Instagram community?
Yeah, someone said, can we get Parks his flowers for his Instagram
Oh
community?
yeah,
Tons of talent.
I have a subscribership where I listen to people's music. That's kind of where my playlist thing that we were talking about earlier came from. Um, you can subscribe. I think it's $5 a month. It's relatively inexpensive, and
Really?
there's a group chat where people are kind of kicking it, bigging each other up, finding collaborators. There's podcasters, there's comedians, there's writers, there's producers, there's singers, there's rappers. Um, everyone's kind of just kicking it, and then people on the side send me their music. I'll check it out, tell them what I think, and yeah, it's a little community over there.
I love that. It
And
gives up and coming artists and creatives the opportunity to showcase their talent and also possibly lend your ear to it. And you know, it might help some things out for them. That'll be great. I love that.
Oh
I
yeah,
appreciate what
I
you're doing with
even
that.
with the project I released for Christmas, the gift wrap and six, I sent the acapellas and instrumentals to the chat, and I did a release on Bandcamp. I think it only ended up being a couple songs, but it was features from everybody on there
Can
from
you post the
the
link?
community.
Can you post the link below and we'll put it up on the Summer Jam screen,
Uh,
please?
for the subscriber thing, I don't know how to do
Yeah.
that, but I'll
Oh, you
try.
don't? Oh shit. Okay.
Well, it's what's your Instagram name?
Parks Music, you go there and you hit subscribe, and then you're in there.
All right, Parks Music at Parks Music,
Yeah.
on IG, and go ahead and
Can
subscribe.
you guys
Oh,
listening go to his IG and post it underneath and the hosting thing so that we can go ahead and put it up for everybody to see? I know one of you faithful listeners. We
okay.
appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. So Parks, you were doing lives on your YouTube channel. I tuned in and I didn't know how it would go. It was in the old studio for the pod.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that fucking live that you did. You haven't really done any since. What's stopping it?
I guess just there's no good reason. I really don't have the greatest of reasons. The way that we've been kind of working and collaborating as of late hasn't really led to that, but I would like to get back to it. And I've been trying to tie it all together as kind of like a full experience, like a show, podcast type of vibe mixed with some live music. But to do that, you have to be, you have to have your collaborators be consistent, and you know what I mean? It's not easy.
Okay, and we got a couple people on stage. If you have any questions, you can also request. We'll try to get through some hands. First, Cocoa Sauce. Were you the girl that Drake and Future were talking about?
Micah.
He left the stage right away. Like,
Hmm.
Micah,
Must have
what'd you
been
Wow.
do?
her.
Scaring them away, Micah.
And she
Must have
Wow.
been her.
God damn it,
So,
Micah.
Damn, Micah, why you
real quick.
scaring the women away, man?
She was
Hey,
like, "Oh, I've been
look,
had," and
look
boogied on us.
when when you outside parks, you can't get them all.
You're
You
right.
know what I'm
You're right.
saying?
Parks,
You
You're right.
before
cast
You're
a
right.
big net, big net.
before you before you came, and I'm gonna let you guys know, Micah plans to ask every woman that comes up here if they're the woman. He asked me. I was,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Yo.
He said right at the top of the show, "Was it you?" I'm
Oh
like,
wait,
"What are
now
we
Coco
doing?"
Sauce shit
What are
says,
you talking about?
yo, Coco shit sauce says hooker and creator, $20 DM fee.
Oh, I
Oh,
definitely
Yo.
saw
I
that. I
wasn't
pressed
gonna
the
say
follow
nothing.
button.
I
I
wasn't gonna
pressed the
say nothing,
follow button.
but my fellow frog in crime, yeah. I'm like, of course he let her up.
Well, Coco
Of
Coco
course.
Sauce want to talk about EQs and shit. What Coco
no,
Sauce
Yeah,
talk
she
about?
he might. He might.
she
You
know how
never
to turn the
know.
knobs.
Parks, hi Parks. What is your preferred BPM on a record?
Hey, you never know. Like these programs are expensive, and you got to pay for them. That like,
Hey, I
She
ain't
might be
knocking it.
sexing to the lo-fi.
I ain't
You never
knocking
know.
it.
Yo, sex into the lo-fi is not. Right.
Kia,
yeah.
did
Yeah,
you have a question?
yes, I did. My question is for Parks is you can't. I know you don't want to give away your sauce, but why does your stuff sound so much better than any other engineer? Like the pod, whenever I'm in a car or working out or whatever, it's so freaking clear. And then when I listen to another one after, it sounds horrible.
That comes from just being. I mean, in terms of the vocals, that comes from like I basically EQ the vocals like how I would EQ damn near like a pop record. And then musically, I basically like remaster all the shit that we play. So those are the two processes. It's not like any particular like I've seen people say, "Oh man, it's the hardware they're using" or something like that. No, it's the mentality and approach of how I treat everything. Like I said, I treat the vocal like the way I would treat a vocal, and I treat the music the way I would treat the music.
Like you seriously can probably work in Hollywood just doing movies to make the fix the sound because like the sound is that great.
And that's why I'm the least industry because I should have I should do that, but I don't.
Yeah.
Any reason why?
Spread out your wings and fly, Parks. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I like where I'm at.
Okay, so it's more so like from what I'm getting from this interview is it's more about you want your life to be like have a happy vibe going. So you're not even willing to put yourself in any kind of situation that's going to possibly bring those vibes down.
Yeah, that's a good. I wouldn't say that's the full assessment, but that's all valid points. Yes.
Okay.
Would it attribute to having a healthy what's it called a healthy work and personal balance,
Oh, for sure,
like personal and work life balance?
for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
It's hard
very
enough to
important.
do that in general in life. But yeah, I like to live like a human being as much as I humanly can. And like I said, I mean, back to the creation of shit that's mine. That shit takes time. So that's aside from wanting to have a personal life and wanting to be able to see my family and go out with my wife and hit the streets and you know what I mean, do what I do. I also want to dedicate enough time to my own personal creative pursuits where just going and working for everybody ain't really it.
Time management. I love it. Love it.
That's
Y'all
that
go
life
ahead.
balance, y'all. They just be balanced like that.
Danny yells as were you an anime watcher? Or,
Not really. Not really.
okay, yeah, I remember you weren't a big TV watcher early on.
I watch TV. I just don't. I mean, I used to watch cartoons as a kid, obviously, and some of that stuff I guess would qualify, like the X Men shit or
No,
whatever.
Parks. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. That it doesn't
I
qualify.
know. I know.
The anime.
Well, some of that shit does. There's anime, and there's stuff that like is
Animation.
there's
Yeah,
animation, but then there's also shit that's like the anime people watch it and non-anime people watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the superhero shit kind of is somewhere in between, but I know it's not
crosses
full.
over.
And I've tried. I like the way Flip talks about One Piece. I've actually put some of that shit on, and I like Stubi. What is it? Studio Golby or whatever that shit is.
Mm.
That Japanese shit. That shit is fire.
Oh, you talking that shit now? Them
So
anime
so I
people
watch
gonna let
like a
me.
little bit of it, but I'm not like an anime head at all.
We'll,
Parks,
we'll get you to come to the dark side. It's
uh, are you cutting in and out, Juicy? I can't tell.
No, she's muted. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Parks, I want to clear up a rumor that surrounds you in the Joverse, man. If you don't mind,
Please.
it's did somebody leak your fucking address? Is
Uh,
that a thing?
it's possible, not to my knowledge. Azalea Banks definitely leaked my phone number a long time ago, but I changed it
So
since
no,
then.
so no, so no blogger in the Joverse by the name of Danny leaked your address.
Oh, did he?
No, that's what people. That's like it's a rumor surrounding
Oh,
you.
did
Like,
he?
yeah, see, so he didn't.
Oh, let me
Okay.
He
find
said,
out. Let me find
Well, let
out.
me. That's crazy. No, this is an old rumor. This is not nothing recent.
It's possible, I guess. I've moved a couple times, so I don't know if whatever address he
Okay.
leaked is still legit. But
So
yo,
so
Danny, I
okay,
don't know
there
if
you
you're
go.
still in the room, but
Ash.
I know, no. But the thing is, no. The rumor is you moved because of this.
oh
So I
fuck
don't
no,
think it's
hell no,
that. Then no. Okay, perfect. Thank you for clearing up that rumor.
hell no. I moved because they
Thank
tore
you.
that shit down.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for clearing it up.
Can I ask one more question, please?
"Yes, go ahead."
Hey, Parks. I want your opinion on this. I noticed after the last, when the last Drake album came out, and it was all that stuff with Joe, and then when he added those extra songs, and Joe didn't really discuss his feelings, and you guys have kind of like not talked about him. Y'all still talk about him, but not as much or in the same way in the past. And as a fan of the pod and of Drake, I've kind of noticed. I feel like Drake has benefited from the attention and the media attention from the pod that you guys have given him to me. And so I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Wait. So what? Can you be specific about the question you're saying?
I'm saying, like, I noticed that, like, of course, Drake is still Drake. He
Yeah.
still gets some of his attention. But some of the stuff that I feel like would have been bigger, like the music, like when he released the extra songs,
Hmm.
or just some of the things going on, I feel like they're not as big because you guys are not addressing him or giving him the attention that you used to before that last incident where him and Joe got into it.
Um, I don't know. I think Drake is Drake. I think the reason why Scary Hours 3, I guess, is that shit that you're referring to, didn't get the attention is because it wasn't no like hit kind of records on there. It was just him rapping, which I enjoyed, and I think I said as much on the pod. My thing with Drake is always I want either to hear rapping Drake or I want to hear the bops. And Scary Hours definitely made me happy as far as the rapping Drake, as did the 8 a.m. in Charlotte. But the rest of that album, to me, still to this day, there ain't really too much for me to like gravitate to.
No, I agree. And then one last one. Um, it's a two part. Would you still work with him? And if you were on his team to give him advice on how to handle this Kendrick and Future thing, what would you say?
Yeah, of course I would work with Drake as Drake. How would I for the Kendrick shit? I would fucking tell him to absolutely dig in and don't pussyfoot around it. Don't try to like make a club bop out of it. I don't necessarily want to hear that, even though it's worked for him in the past with the Meek shit. Yeah, I would like to hear him respond, and I don't want to hear him respond in the whole like I've said it on the pod regarding how he treated battles in the past and how he can't do it with future. Like the whole like you don't get no bitches, fucking you don't got no bops. I don't think will work on Kendrick, and I just don't want to hear that in this battle. I want to hear
You want
him.
him to speak with some conviction.
Yeah, and I want him to not pussyfoot around shit. I guess is the way to put it, and not just rely on fucking. I got more
I
money,
got more
more.
money than
Yeah,
you.
that shit is corny to me.
Yeah, because that big boy talk, it ain't gonna work in this MC and shit. It's not.
And it's not
It's
gonna
really
work
not.
against people that got bread.
Right, exactly. It's pointless. It's like telling another billionaire that, hey, I got bread. I'm like, all right, nigga, me too. So the
Right,
fuck?
exactly, exactly.
T Sneed came up. Did you want to say anything?
What's good, Parks?
What up,
I
bro?
just had I gotta represent for my fellow potheads, yo.
Uh,
Who's the best to smoke a blunt with on the cast? If anyone really smoke with you like that.
No one really smokes on the cast like that. Ian smokes, so that would I guess probably be the main one. I used to do some edibles with me actually. He don't smoke, but he'll do some edibles. We've had some like when we did Joe's birthday shit. We were absolutely ripped and having the time of our life. So he's a pothead, just in a different type of way.
Man,
High
definitely
at the
crazy.
birthday dinner do kind of sound like a dope ass time. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna
like a fancy restaurant, and they're serving all types of like exquisite, exotic shit, and we're just fucking it up because we're high. Like that shit was lit.
eating it like dine and dash, diner and dive
Oh,
food.
we were bugging out in there, fucking up some. I forgot what that shit even was. Some crab gumbo shit. I forgot what it was, but that shit was slapping.
That sound delectable.
Yeah.
Let me get play up here. Pork chops. Oh god, pork chops. Mm.
Well, since we were talking about Drake and all that, you know, do you think it would be more entertaining for a Drake versus Kendrick or Cole versus Kendrick? Because I'm a J. Cole fan, and I'm personally looking forward to hearing more of the lyricism out of Cole and Kendrick, and I don't think that J. Cole has ever has been battle tested yet. So I think this would be a good first battle for him.
You don't think J. Cole's been battle tested?
Uh in terms of like a battle, no.
Nah, he's never done a war. I guess he did like his little shots at was it Wale
Yeah,
and Kanye, but
Little
yeah,
pump.
it never
yeah,
went.
it's not
Oh
the
yeah,
same.
Lil Pump. Yeah, that don't count.
Right.
I think it's about to be like some World War III shit, and I'm looking forward
I,
to it.
I hope so.
But I don't think that Cole, like I said on the pod, I don't think that Kendrick's verse was really aimed at Cole as much, except for from a yo, you're standing with him shit. But the jabs were at Drake.
I hope he takes it. I hope he takes it personal. J. Cole, that is.
And I think that J. Cole and Kendrick have a maybe a more real relationship. So I'm not
True.
sure that it's gonna go there,
Damn.
like on some battle shit. I think there probably would be like there might be some little jabs and shit, but I think that war is gonna be some side jab shit more so than the
Yes,
head on war.
yes, yes. Because that was a lot. Because it was about 14, 13 years ago where they were supposed to drop this supposed to be legendary, highly anticipated mixtape together. So they've been tight for a very long time. So if he do get some shots, it won't be nearly as severe as what Drake is probably going to end up getting.
Yeah, I don't see that shit going that way, except for on some like Kendrick clearly has always been and still is on some. I'm the top dog here. I might not puff my chest out all the time, but I'm him. And I think that J. Cole, as of late, has been on a way better rapping run than damn near everybody in the fucking in the industry.
Yep.
His features
So
have been great in recent years,
so I
even
don't
up to now.
think anybody particularly wants that smoke. I don't. I would be surprised if the battle goes between Kendrick and Cole. I would be surprised. Outside of
Would you say
like,
would you say J. Cole is probably the most dangerous out of the three right now, just based on the run that he's been on?
yes, yeah. I mean, Kendrick has a
Recency
potential. They
bias.
all have it. That's tough.
It's
That's
just a
tough.
question.
That's tough because I think that they all have the capability, obviously, of being super dangerous. I'm curious to see what Kendrick can do in a war situation because
Hmm.
he always seems like he's the type to just like drop a bomb and then go away. Like I'm curious to see if he will actually engage in the trenches.
I mean, with the whole TDE situation, he's out of that. It looks like he might be in the clear for a full all on out war. So
Yeah, but I don't know, he be so like mysterious that I don't know if we'll see uh a onslaught thing.
do you think that was an act because he was with TDE, or that's just who he was, like his personality?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both for sure. I think that because even since he's been off TDE, you don't really see him places still. Like
True.
that's
Yeah,
still
I also see a part of his personality. Like he said, I choose violence. Like at this point, like I think sometimes you get tired and you're ready, like, fuck it. I'm really hoping that we do get it. I really think Kendrick might come with it.
yeah. I just wonder what that looks like with all three. Well, outside of Cole, I think Cole is the most likely that like if it became like a drop in every other day or once a week, if it got to that, I think Cole would be the biggest. That would play to his strengths the most. Um,
He'd be the most frequent.
yeah, I think that he just seems like he can just pick up and go and fucking kill some shit real quick. More so, the others seem like they take a little more time with their shit. So
Yeah,
I
take a little
think
bit more
that
time writing.
Cole's
Right.
Cole's just
Drop it.
Cole's just the most active, I guess, in terms of rapping. Like Drake is probably the second most active, but he bounces back between singing and rapping. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure how
I
that's.
I think I think J. Cole is getting a lot, getting away with. He's on his feature run. He hasn't dropped the album in a while, so it's like he's here. But right after he drops the album, he usually disappears himself.
That's
It's
true.
only been 2 years for Cole.
But he's been on
Like,
a feature run for like 5 years now. Like
yeah,
he's been pretty active, yeah. So
who do you think is gonna respond first, Cole or Drake?
Drake. Well,
Cole
that's
does have the
tough.
album
That's tough, actually.
coming.
Cole might
Cole,
do it on one of his little like vlog shits. It might not it might not be like a full song, but he might give you half of
the
a
snip.
verse in a vlog where he's riding a bike or some shit.
And he got Dreamville coming up too, so you already know he may bring some attention there too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if he tried to do it on stage. Maybe say a few things
I
or
don't know if that's the
throw a little
style
something out there.
to do it on stage. I don't know if that's the style like that.
Wait, you talking
A
about
little
Drake?
freestyle.
Yeah,
No,
quick little freestyle in and out.
J.
Go ahead.
Cole at Dreamville.
Oh,
Not next week, but in 2 weeks, I believe.
maybe. I mean, they say the internet's saying that Drake's already doing some little subliminal shit at his shows.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Mm.
Princess Diana on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
regular Drake stuff.
Yeah.
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 Barely call them jabs, to be honest. Like, oh, was this subliminal Easter egg? Oh, like, all right, Drake.
I think this is going to be a slow burn, though. I don't think we're going to get responses um, right away. I think it's going to be. I bet it's a couple weeks before we hear anything. Honestly.
Do you think we would get a Drake feature on Cole's album coming up?
Yeah. Yeah. He just did or Drake. Cole just did Drake shit. So I
Okay.
think that was happening regardless.
Y'all want to get to these hands?
Yeah, yeah. Pork chops. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, what up, Park? Yo, Big Jersey, what's good?
What's up, pork chops? Why do I have you blocked? What you said to me before, man?
You want me to tell you the truth, or
Yeah, tell me the truth.
so? I remember like one time on the pod, you said that you don't like watching ESPN because like stuff gets like repetitively. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm trying to say?
Uh huh.
So then I actually one time I was like, yo, like it's kind of like the same thing when you always like people have the narrative that you're always agreeing with Joe, and I just compared it and then you got mad at me. I don't know.
Well, I'll unblock you, bro. That doesn't sound that. That doesn't sound
Nah,
that
because
bad.
I fuck with you, man, and the reason why I was raising my hand is because you're the only person on the pod that gives us Spanish people like props and shit. Like you always like talking about like Bad Bunny and shit like that.
No
So
doubt.
no, that's all I wanted to say.
No doubt. I just unblocked you, bro. My bad. Sometimes you know what? There's certain like trigger words that sometimes people say. Like I hate when people tell me to like not tweet or shut up. And it's like my job is to talk, and I'm tweeting because this is Twitter, and I'll just block you. Like I'll be sent. That's
No, I didn't say nothing disrespectful to you, bro.
you're
I
unblocked. My
fuck with
bad.
you, man. I'm Parkside, bro.
My bad. Pork chops.
And also, what's your being that earlier in the spaces you guys were talking about food and stuff?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Spanish food, brother?
Ah, fuck, man, that's tough. Sancocho is up there. Arroz con pollo obviously is a staple. Mango. Whew, don't get me started on some
I hear
breakfast
Rim.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Every
Uh,
time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like Rim got a few submissions she want to put in there. Shout
yeah.
out to Miss Rim. Shout out to Miss Rim. She got a
Yes.
few submissions.
I
Shout
like.
out P Town. P Town, yo, shout out.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out Patterson. I love all. I like Peruvian food. I like Mexican food. I like Dominican food. I like all that shit. Like I could definitely just eat Latin food every day of my life.
You
All
guys gotta
right.
try out John's Fried Chicken right there by the spot.
Oh, okay. Bet.
Yeah, John's Fried Chicken. You can do it on Uber Eats.
All right. Cool. Noted.
Yo. All right,
Appreciate
peace,
you,
brother.
bro.
Thanks for letting me talk, guys.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, no problem.
Thanks, Pork Chop.
Play PLAE and then L Dory and Damn Shame. We'll get to you, everybody.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Oh, hold on. Let
How's it
Hey,
play
happen?
Dory,
play
what
got
up?
their hand up first.
All
And
right.
Dory, we have a question by the way.
You're.
Oh
Were
God.
you the girl that
Oh
Drake
God.
and Future were
Michael,
talking to?
Oh
Sure
God.
was. Sure was.
Okay, we get to the. All right, go ahead, play. Go ahead, play.
confirmed.
So first, I just want to say hi, Parks. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. But I did want to ask, going back to that sort of indie rock conversation,
Mm,
you mentioned sort of like there's a similarity in processes. One thing that I was sort of thinking about was why I sort of said like outside of instrumentation is that, you know, when you're making like indie or rock music, is it possible to make it completely in the box, like completely in a computer? Because, you know, there is a price barrier with instrumentation and a skill barrier
hmm
because you would like need to know how to play guitar or need to know how to, you know, play instruments. So what's your opinion on that?
I think that the genre doesn't like. I think the genre is better with live instruments. I guess it could be creative. I've
Mm,
never liked how like guitar plugins, even like in the keyboard days, sound.
right.
I do think that now I don't necessarily think that you need amps. Like if you can just plug your guitar in, there's mad like a lot of those like amp modeling plugins and um, stomp box plugins are super duper dope. I recently got a the band I'm working with actually bought me a Stratocaster, like a vintage Stratocaster, fucking dope
Mm,
ass shit. And so I bought one of the little IK what's it called, iRig, just to like while I'm sitting down here watching podcasts or whatever at the end of the night, I'll just have the guitar and just be playing shit, and that shit sounds fucking amazing. So I do think there's room for that, and even with the drums, my boy that I create with Brian in the Wednesday nights, he had a V kit. That's part of the reason that we kind of started this. Um, and that
wait,
shit is
what's a
actually
VK?
it's a V kit. It's like a drum set, but it's all it's MIDI, so it triggers
Oh,
and there's sounds built in. But you can also run it to like a sampler or a plug-in type of thing. So, but you play it like a drum kit, but it's not loud. Obviously, we live in New York, so it's hard to have a real drum kit. Now I currently have like a hybrid now because some of the plug-in shit like snares you lose a little bit of flavor. The hi-hat don't play like a hi-hat, so I have a
mm,
real hi-hat and a snare, much to the chagrin of my neighbors. But um, that being said, there are ways to have like the live feel, whether it's a guitar through plugins or a V kit or like a little what are them shits called? They make like a little sample pad thing that you can kind of play like a drum.
yeah,
Um,
there's also the I think I just learned about it, like a VG3 or something. It's like a guitar synth you can sort of hook up to a guitar to sort of modulate or emulate a bunch of guitar sounds. I guess that would be pretty. That could be a good addition to your setup. At least it sounds like.
yeah, I know. I've thought about the idea of getting like a MIDI hookup for the guitar, but I've never done it. But yeah, I think that you need live instruments, but you don't necessarily need to be playing them out loud live. I guess would be what I would say.
Mm,
I think if you just program everything, it's going to lose the feel of authenticity for rock. For me personally, but
yeah.
it can be done.
Well,
So you can kind of meet in the middle. I guess that's a good way to put it.
that is good advice. I was sort of leaning away from buying a guitar, but I guess I will go ahead and make that purchase.
Yeah, you should consider, or just find people. Like I don't know where you live, but like I'm sure there's some people that can play around you and pause, and maybe you can find, even if they're not like super duper nice or they're not a full fit for what you're trying to do musically. If you build a working relationship with them, maybe you can kind of coach them into being what you need them to be.
Mm, no, that's good insight. Thank you.
You're welcome, bro.
Well, let's
Sorry, we had to
see.
nerd out a little
Izzy,
bit.
no, no, y'all are perfectly fine. I want, but we started talking about this Kendrick stuff, so I know a lot of people might be there yet, but I want to get these last people who want questions just for you. So if you got a
Who's up?
question just for Parks, raise your hand. L would be next, then Dory, then Izzy, and then President. So L, then Dory.
Wait, can you come back to me? Hi, Parks.
Okay,
Hi, JBT Squad. But I have a link to this layout on how my podcast thing is set up, and I want to ask a question about it. But I'm
okay,
trying
I'll
to
let them.
like give me a
Sounds good.
second.
Yeah,
Okay.
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 Okay, okay, go ahead, Dory, then Izzy, President, and Damn Shame.
Uh, love it here. Hi, Parks.
Hi, Dory.
Uh, I have been very vocal about being your Atlanta representative of Parks Hive.
Thank you for holding me
And
down. Shout out to
always,
Atlanta.
always. So super excited to talk to you. I just have a question about beefs, and I would sorry. I have a question about rat beef, and I was wondering, what was your favorite in the history of hip hop?
Ooh.
If you have maybe a top three.
Whew.
I
Jada
know.
Kiss and Beans, I guess, would have to be number one for
Mm,
me. Um, I would say the Pusha Drake had the potential, but we got cut short.
mm,
Um, an underrated diss track I would say would be Common's "Bitching You," which was going against Ice
ooh.
Cube.
Okay.
Um, who else was a fire? I mean, obviously, Hov and Nas actually was a little bit, even though it's like probably the most legendary
Mm-hmm.
outside of maybe Big and Pac, was probably pretty disappointing to me, really, in
Mm.
terms of output. But that was a different era. You actually had to like go fucking record on a reel and get it
Yep.
mixed. Like it's different. So,
Yep.
uh,
What do you
go
where do
ahead.
you rank Mariah Carey
Yeah.
in Eminem? Like that's up there for
Yo.
me. Obsessed goes
Mariah,
crazy.
Eminem.
Mariah Eminem
Obsessed
was
goes
Yeah,
crazy.
she
crazy,
did have that record, Obsessed.
And she
Yeah.
ran and got Gucci.
Why are you so obsessed with
and she had
Why
the
are you
video where she was
so
like
obsessed
had
with
the
me?
goatee on and shit. That was
Yeah, when she was
crazy.
cosplaying that man.
That
I
was
don't know.
crazy.
She
Great
got him out of
video.
here.
My
She
wife
did
loves
better
that
than Nick.
song, but I'm not the biggest late era Mariah Carey fan.
So you like the early era.
I do love huge Mariah Carey fan, just not the late stuff as much.
Parks. Everything
Ditto.
I learned about you adds to my lore and it adds to why I'm Parks Hive. So much appreciated. Thank you for answering my question. You're the best. Hopefully, when you go on tour, you come to Atlanta and we could take shots.
Hey,
Yeah, hopefully we do.
Yes,
We better
sir.
come to Atlanta. That was one of our better shows, I think. Atlanta, we had a fucking
Yes, the
blast
room
there.
was vibrating when y'all came on stage, and
Yeah,
I
it was
just,
crazy.
yeah.
Parks, I just want to say she's actually one of our hosts on For the Misses Thursdays, and we do this segment called Show Your Fits. And we always like post what you guys are wearing, and every fucking week. Yeah, Parks is
Always.
best dressed. Best dressed.
Parks is
Parks is
always her
best
best
dressed.
It's
dressed.
always the same black tee and
Always
blue jeans.
Parks.
It's
Does it
always the
work?
same
Yes or
black tee,
no?
blue
Nothing
jeans.
had the best fit, Parks.
Does it work? Yes or
Parks.
no?
Yep,
Yes.
It
Parks.
does
All
work.
right, it
Don't
works.
hate. Y'all
Dory,
sound like haters right
If
now
it
a
ain't
little
broke,
bit.
don't
It
fix
was
it.
hate. They
Y'all
hate
Oh
sound
on
like
no,
a
me.
I
lot of
agree.
hate
I
going on
No.
agree.
here.
But I was a little more balanced. This last time, them boots with the like that shit was fire. I agreed. You was my number one with them boots and the
See,
jeans and the
you
tan.
see.
Nah,
So I
Yeah,
yeah.
dress.
they said a couple episodes you had the Tuskegee Airman jacket on. I was like, all right, that shit kind
I
of
said
hard.
it
while
looked fly.
while we're here, how many black tees do you own, Parks?
I rotate them out. So right now, probably 8. But I
Thousands,
change.
right?
I do a new
Thousand, right?
8,000.
batch. I do a new batch like every couple months. Same with white tees.
Thousand.
Same with jeans. I just buy the same shit, but then I rotate them out.
And it works, Parks.
It
And
works.
they don't believe me. I'm like, listen, the fit is the fit, okay?
And I
You
like
buy
it
the
because it
style.
never like I don't look back. Like I probably started this playing journey in like 2010 or somewhere along that
Mhm.
lines. And I go back and look at my old pictures and I'm like, that shit didn't look bad.
See,
Well, if I'm
as
not mistaken, it stems from you say you worked in the restaurant industry a lot too, so you
Yeah.
kind of got accustomed to wearing the same thing almost every day.
Yeah, that's part of it. And I think I also mentioned like just trying to be as like an engineer or behind the scenes
Mhm.
kind of guy, just kind of trying to be a little bit inconspicuous. It's
See, as a
Did
publicist, I would say that you have a capsule wardrobe and you're a minimalist and you know what works for you best and it aligns with your brand. Okay. That's what's really going on. And y'all ain't doing the science.
what
Okay.
she said.
Flip it
That
up.
shit sounds
Period.
Big
good.
Park Hive
Flip
Period.
it
Atlanta
up.
department. The
yeah
Atlanta
that
department. Let's go.
yeah that
Trying to tell you.
Did you wear green for St. Patrick's Day?
I had some green on my shoes.
Okay,
That's
okay.
it.
That's it.
Mm.
That's it. I don't think I have any green clothes, and I might be
Yeah,
traumatized from that because my mom used to like always buy me green clothes when I was a kid, and I'd never really liked green clothes. So it's there's probably
just
trauma there.
green clothes, just
Did we just
everything green.
unlock
She would
trauma?
buy me like
The fuck
green
happened?
sweaters and shit. I'd be like, where am I? Why? What's up with this green? Like, I don't want to wear green. And now it's like, I'm traumatized. I don't want to wear that shit. I want to wear white and black and gray. And
See?
that's fucking
See?
it. Maybe some little tan earth tones. I'm kind of, you know what I mean?
I fucks with all the minimalists out there. Shout out to the minimalists out there.
That's the
L
minimalist.
Fucks with y'all.
Thanks for
Hold
L.
on,
Go
answering my
ahead.
hold on.
question, Parks. I
That's
appreciate it.
that's. Hold on. Let me get to the answer.
I
We're
was gonna
gonna
say
get
L.
back
Go
to
ahead.
L. We're gonna
Oh,
get
oh.
back to L because she needed a second. Izzy, damn shame, then president, the doc, and then L.
Oh, okay.
Yo,
Izzy.
what's going on, y'all? I just saw the space. I saw the JB TV, and then I saw Parks in here. I don't have a question, Parks. I just wanted to say, it kind of feels weird to say thank you to someone over the phone, but just thank you for the podcast over the years, bro. Been listening to y'all since like 2018. Got me through a lot of down times in life, and just seeing me get older and just how different the pod is like nowadays, and just everything, just the journey, bro. I feel like I'm a part of it as well. So.
I appreciate
Thank you
that,
to
man.
you, Joe, Ish, Ice, Rory, Maul, all them dudes, man. Everybody that ever has contributed to, when I was there or listening. So
It's a beautiful thing,
appreciate you,
ain't it,
bro.
man? All the beef shit aside, like, I don't see how anybody could be mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit is a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely, bro. It's been a beautiful pod, ever since I listened to it, man. I can't complain about one episode, bro. I've enjoyed every single one of them. So
What you play, cornerback or
appreciate you
something?
guys, man.
You a football player?
Yeah. I'm a coach now. I'm a grad assistant at Arizona State, so I coach
Oh, that's what's up.
football at Arizona State. So, but yeah, man,
Congratulations,
I
man.
appreciate it, bro.
No doubt. Appreciate you.
And salute to Izzy,
Right.
respectfully. Salute to your wife or girlfriend. I just went through the media. I was like, football, but
Micah.
beautiful,
Micah, what
beautiful young lady there. Beautiful
Wow.
young lady there.
Micah?
Congratulations.
Wow.
Well,
Yo,
that's
That's
respectful.
wow.
You a cold nigga, man.
Nah, that was
You a
No,
cold.
respectful.
You a
that was respectful.
That was
Y'all don't know how
respectful.
to be respectful. You don't know how to be
Y'all
respectful.
was the ones that told me I was disrespectful for saying that 5'9's wife is blessed.
You
No, no,
probably
you did
were.
say that. You
You
said the
probably
wife.
were.
You said the
Yeah,
wife.
yeah.
No, I didn't say though,
No.
like, or his wife. Like, she's blessed. Like, that's a
But
blessing.
that was after you talked about him and how much you loved him. And then you were like, we
I
were
mean,
like, oh
I
yeah,
oh,
he's married.
oh,
And then you were like, oh yeah, she's
and I
blessed.
said shout out to her. Like, you can appreciate people. Like,
Oh,
compliment.
Parks, we know that
I
shout
love
out to her.
y'all
We
know
know
I
that
love
shout
Chris.
out.
I ain't leaving Chris for nothing. 7 years. Ow, ow. Bow, bow. I
Yeah,
just
she's cool, I guess, right? Is that what it is? She cool?
I guess, child. I guess.
um, damn shame. Go ahead, damn shame.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yo, what up, Parks?
What's good?
Man, I started with one question, but like listening to the spaces, man, just like first off, Kendrick better fucking spaz like he did on DNA or the Hard Part 4. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
I feel you.
That's the only thing that's acceptable. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Now, the second man, and the anime tip, man, my nigga, One Piece is long. So if you wasn't with it back when the journey started, 1,000+ episodes ain't the way to go.
That shit's a lot.
That's not true.
You,
I actually just did it. Flip put me onto it. I just did
yeah,
it.
You watched all
it's
1,000
it's
episodes?
great,
I
What
sure did,
episode are
and
you on,
I
man.
Johnny?
caught the fuck up. Them shits was raw. When I saw that Joy Boy moment, I'm telling you, it's one of the shits that
What number episode are you on, Johnny?
I'm caught up with the episodes as far as what they put out as far as anime, not the manga. Manga like
Not the
Flip
Yeah,
is
manga. Okay.
further along with manga.
I've
I'm
been
actually
reading. So yeah,
Wait, so what's some damn shame? What's some shit I can watch that's like easier to get into?
man. Look, 91 days, bro. It's set in prohibition times, and it's only 12 episodes. And a dude is trying to get revenge against a mob for killing his pops.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in there. I'm in there.
Yo,
91
that
days, you
shit,
said?
yeah, that shit is raw. Like 12 episodes, and
That's
it
hard.
it, it
damn shame.
flies.
Damn shame. What did you think about Death Note? You think he would like that?
I mean, that's an all time great.
But I mean, that was pretty short.
What 50 episodes, right? Or
Yeah, that's
51?
That's
short.
not bad. I can do that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, like 12 part, like a 12-parter. I mean, 12 episode thing would draw him in, and then maybe get to the longer ones. You know what I mean?
Okay. I wrote it down. I'm gonna try.
That 91 days is hard, but my thing, well, back to nah, old pod, new pod, whatever.
Yeah.
Alien list, right? We got fucking we got Crooked Eye, we got Joe, we fucking got Black Thought,
Yeah.
Royce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Whew.
Why nobody? Why the shade against Tech Nine? Not
Uh-oh.
Mm.
shade. Not shade. My bad. Why no
Lack of
mention
mention.
of Tech? Yeah, why no mention of Tech Nine? Because dude will spaz on the party track. He got deep tracks. He rhymes like no other besides the fact stop.
I think that
Even if he,
I think that we have the most, Joe especially, because he went on tour with him, have the most respect
yeah,
for Tech Nine. I guess the only reason why his name maybe doesn't come up in those conversations is lack of like kind of universal commercial.
Push.
Yeah, I don't even want to say
see,
that. It's just like he don't really have nothing that you put. At least in my experience with Tech Nine and his discography, as like a casual Tech Nine fan, there's not much that
yeah.
I like put on in terms of whether I'm having the dudes over. Definitely not throwing on no Tech Nine when the women's over. Uh,
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
I think
But
that's the only
I would,
difference.
I would, I would agree with that if y'all didn't mention Pharaoh Munch.
Pharaoh got some tracks that you
Mm.
could play. You could play "Oh No" when there's some hoes, or you could play even Simon Says, even though it's kind of a little more aggressive. You could play, you could play "My Life" with Styles. You can play. There's some shit you could play with him, and he's got some more like the Jill Scott record. Like he's got some records that are like you could play when there's people around outside of just like the I want to smoke a blunt and listen to bars. Like he got some shit that crosses over in a different type of way than I think Tech Nine does.
And damn
Man.
shame, I'm gonna keep you up. But I want to get to some other hands as well, so that they
Oh,
can
yo,
have a
that's cool.
chance to. But I'll keep you up here,
Appreciate it.
just in case we circle around and have some time. President Hotep, go ahead. Then the doc, Kia, Pat, L, and L has their question ready whenever we get back around the house.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Loud
sir.
and clear, loud and clear.
Peace, and hotel for everybody in the room. Ayo, Parks, everybody in the spaces know that I've been singing your praises for months now. I feel like you top two, you know what I'm saying, as far as co-hosts and shit. So salute to you and everything that you contribute to the JBP. You know, it wouldn't be the same without you. I wasn't I've been in and out today. I've been super busy, but I did want to ask you, did you ever work with Spitter?
I did work with Spitta on some. He was on. What the fuck was Spitta on? I've
That's my favorite artist, so I just wanted to know.
I
Were
love
you talking about
Spitta.
currency?
I
Yeah,
love
currency.
Spitta. Yeah, currency. Yeah,
Salute, salute.
I've worked with him on some. I've never. I probably even met him actually, but on some brief shit, like whether it was South by Southwest or a tour somewhere. But
Right.
I've definitely mixed Spitta's vocals. Maybe on more than
Oh,
one occasion, but I can't remember specifically where.
all right. So, and my next question is because I told niggas I was going to bring it up. So I'm the one who brought up the whole Ish is not Joe's real friend and all of that. I'm the nigga who started that whole, I guess you can say, narrative and whatnot.
Uh huh.
And if you let me just land real quick. The reason why I say that is like I said, it's more about a role player thing, and I'm not ever expecting you to kick issues back in at all. However, when I think about how you brought Joe that gift for Christmas, and I think about how the Who's podcast and all of that shit,
Yeah.
like that is what I contribute to like being a friend when it comes to this universe of the JBP.
Uh-huh.
So I know you're going to disagree with me, but I want to know, how do you feel about me saying, like, what is your take on the whole Ish is not really Joe's friend thing? And I just want to hear it from somebody from the cast. I wish Ish was here because I would have, addressed it personally, directly, because I'm not some weird nigga just on the internet. But where do you look at that when it comes to your, like, when you spoke about you guys, you don't even look at that as a friendship. It's more of like we just collaborate and we grow together and all of that. Like, that's how I view a friendship. I view you as being a true, genuine friend to Joe all of these years. So what is your take on that? And you're free to disagree. I just want to know your take.
Well, I do. I think that Ish is absolutely Joe's friend. He was his friend before he was before I even knew Joe. Now whether he isn't as, I guess it sounds like you don't like how he's not as vocal or something in certain situations. I just don't think
Absolutely.
that that's. I think Ish is a get all the information in those kind of scenarios, not in general potting. We've already joked about him not doing the research necessarily on certain topics. But I think in terms of like real life, Joe has an issue with so and such over such and such. I think that he wants to get all the information and expecting him to just jump out the window for no reason. I understand why you agree with that and feel that way, but I don't think that that discludes someone from being a true friend. You just want to get the information before you jump out the window, but they are actually friends, and I'm pretty sure that if Joe needed something from Ish, Ish would show up. I don't think that's fair to put like the way he's handled certain content issues as a judgment of his friendship.
That's fair. That's fair. And that's the reason why I wanted to ask you, since you are the inside man, as far as like actually being within the circle of JBP and being
Yeah,
Joe's
they're
friend.
friends, bro. They're friends, bro.
For sure. For sure.
All right. The Doc. Then I let L ask her question. Doc, L, and then Pat.
Appreciate it, Micah. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, JBTV. Good evening, Parks. Appreciation the chance to talk. Parks, big up to you, bro. Just want to give a quick shout out. Thanks for making that reference to the Bahamas, the clear waters. I see you. Next time you come down, you got a conch salad on me, my boy.
No doubt,
You
no doubt.
straight.
I gotta go back. I haven't been in
Um,
a while.
yeah, yeah. I wanted to say big up to JB, to the JBP. I'm talking about health more often and being conscious about it and actually being vulnerable. Like I know Joe talked about his conditions ish, and you guys, like I really like the episode where you guys had a nutritionist come and you guys did weight checks and BMIs and you did a pull up challenge. So my question is regarding that. I know Corey's like the resident swole dude. You know he's the fit guy, but as of today, if you lined up the entire cast on a 40-yard line, who would win in a 40-yard dash? If you could list them off.
Oh shit. I don't know. That's a really good question because I mean, if it was like a push up or pull up competition, I could probably give a more definitive answer. Because sometimes people be sneaky fast. Like Flip might be on the low, fucking little speed demon. We can't really tell because he don't look like he should be fast. But
Yeah,
damn, who would be fast? I don't. I really don't know. In a foot race, because sometimes like Corey's the most in shape, but sometimes that dude ain't the fast one. I don't know. I
facts.
I don't know. That's hard, man. For foot race is a different. You can't judge. It'd be big dudes that be fast. Like watching these fucking combines with the NFL, it'd be linemen doing some 4.7 shit. And you're
I'm
like, that
so
shit don't
I'm
make no sense.
Parks. You really don't think Mel would like burn you? Doesn't she like run and shit?
Mel's probably the most like she be in the gym like
Now we talking.
crazy.
I don't know. That wagon might be holding her back though. I don't know.
Oh man.
I don't know. I mean, shout out to her. Shout out to Mel. Love you, Mel.
Yeah, I don't know.
Love
I'm
you.
not judging no foot race. I gotta see
Indeed.
it because Ice might be sneaky fast. I don't know. I don't know.
You know who gonna say who they
Who?
would win? Oh, Joe here now, Lord. I know he
Joe would
ready to say
probably
he would
Joe
win.
would win.
Joe
Uh
said, "No,
oh.
I want
Uh
in on
oh.
Ah,
this." Joe said he finna burn
Man.
everybody.
Oh yeah, bring
He's
him
like,
up.
oh,
There
you
you
know,
go,
and
right
you
there.
know
Bring
how
him right up.
competitive Joe is, and you know how competitive he's like, yo, I will dust all you niggas in the mother.
I
Get
know
on
he
the
used to be
motherfucking
super.
line. Let's
I
He
go.
know
used to
Joe
be
don't
super
think he finna
defensive about
beat
his running.
everybody in the damn foot race. Joe.
Uh, my man just said what I came up here to say, so y'all can send me back down. The audacity.
Yeah,
The
I knew he would.
audacity. I
I,
would
Shout out.
absolutely smoke everybody in that. Well, only because I'm not counting Poe.
Oh, Paul might be fast too.
Poe wins the pull up challenge. Poe might win the race. Poe might do all of that shit. Like
Over
he's different.
Corey?
Yeah, nah, Poe doesn't. I
Yeah,
think I saw
Paul
him just do
beats him.
20 in a clip, like easy. Easy. Poe
what about
is
Keno?
sneaky athletic. Keno's not fast. I think he's
Long distance runner.
Long
yeah,
distance.
distance
Yeah.
Yeah,
distance
he
runner.
does marathons and stuff.
Yeah. But running a 40, yeah, man. Send me down, man. Fuck out of here.
All right, I think Joe's out
Salute, Joe.
shopping anyway,
Salute.
getting everybody's Christmas gifts. So let's leave him to that. Let's see. L actually had a something on. Let me bring it
Yeah, I
back
had
to
an
the very
audio
front.
question. That was hella funny though. Coming up here to be competitive was hilarious.
That's Joe.
It Parks, if you could, can you see like the stuff we're posting like on the big screen, quote
Oh,
unquote?
yeah, I think.
So
She
it's
had
at
a
the top,
visual.
but then slide one to the side. I'm L. I always do too much. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Al. How you
Yeah,
doing?
she got a whole presentation ready. So
Okay, so one first, because I care for you, I want to let you know that food does not slap. It's very, very important conversation in the Bay
Are you
Area.
from the Bay? Go ahead. Correct me. Go
I'm
ahead.
from Chicago, but I've been in the Bay 15 years, so just heads up, might hear something about that.
Yeah, my bad.
But
My bad, Joe.
food smacks, music slaps. But
You're
anyway,
right. You're right. You're right.
um,
Oh wait. Okay. I
and
think I see your
also
little diagrammy thing here now.
thank you. And also, shout out to you, all of the props. I feel like you got all your flowers. They're much deserved, super cool, super knowledgeable, definitely glued to so many projects. So, first, let me get my props out the way.
Appreciate you.
No
No
shit. She,
problem.
she about to do
So,
some things. She done prepped us.
Yeah, this shit
Okay.
looks.
no,
She
because
gave me a whole fucking flow chart here.
Because
I'm
at first I
afraid.
wasn't gonna say anything, but I was like, hell no, I'm going for it. Same way you went for it. Like, can I get a job? Fuck it. I'm
Yeah,
going
go
for
ahead.
it. If
Yeah, I
I
like
got,
that. I
you
like
know what
that.
I'm saying? I might as well.
I like that.
But so I set up my own podcast equipment. I think I have a dope setup. I have the vibe board. It's like a virtual board where I can have virtual guests and everything.
Uh huh.
And I got it all to work with 4 microphones, all of the shit. But the way I have it set up is going through 2 amps, right?
Okay.
And sometimes I get this kind of consistent feedback to the point where I'm kind of confused because it's so many different options, volume knobs, all the different things. Because I got the main amp, I got the Scarlett, and then I have the audio settings on the switcher.
Uh huh.
So I know that you can't give me a whole like EQ breakdown on how it should be,
Yeah.
but if I was like, if you had to give like, hey, this is a quick way that I would go about trying to get a somewhat balanced or a somewhat less hissy sound, because I
Uh
have
huh.
like a little slight hiss.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions? Do you understand my little
I
kick and scratch
I
map?
I do. I do.
Okay.
So I mean, the number one thing that I would avoid, I see you got the blue mic, and that's a good mic, but in a podcast scenario, condenser mics are not necessarily the greatest because they're very sensitive. So I would consider maybe just getting another one of those Samsons, which look like it's more of a dynamic mic. And then I would be doing everything into what that appears to be like a little mixer of some sort. I would be putting all the mics, all the audio into that, and then just running the main outputs of those into the inputs of the Focusrite, and I would be doing that over 1/4 inch. So you're bypassing the preamps on the Focusrite, because if you put a mixer into the preamp, that's not really the proper way to do that. And that would kind of simplify things a little bit, because if you're doing the 3 mics into the mixer and then one mic is going into the Focusrite, that's going to get a little confusing. So yeah, I would do all the mics into the mixer and then the mixer into the Focusrite, and then the Focusrite outputs into the switcher thingy. Um,
for the video sync and all that shit. And I would probably consider getting a different mic instead of the condenser because, like I said, that's very sensitive. It's going to pick up the AC. It's going to pick up speakers if you got them in the room. Sometimes it could even pick up the headphone bleed. So that is, in my opinion, not the right mic for the job. Unless it's just you. If you're solo, then it's probably fine. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense.
Thank you. I feel so smart because I understood all of that. Oh my
Me too,
God.
girl. Me too. I was like,
That
oh shit, I
oh
skipped
my God,
out
that made
on
sense.
In my head, I was just thinking, was Drake Pillow talking to you, L?
It was me.
Whole
It
time
was
I'm
me.
whole time I'm carrying the one. I'm like, hold on, wait, what?
Thank you so much, Parks. And you proved again on the fly. You know what you're talking about. I appreciate you so much. That makes so much sense. And you know what's funny is I switched that condenser mic out because I was like, oh shit, this mic sounds good. So at first I had the fourth mic with that mic.
Yeah.
And I listened to them and I was like, why the fuck they sound better than me? And I switched it over to mine. And when I switched it over to mine, it started getting hella fucked up. So that actually
Mm-hmm.
makes sense that something is a little too sensitive with that mic. So I am gonna get one of the other ones. Thank you so much. When I blow up, I'm gonna give you a shout out.
Let's go, L. Let's go.
Best of
All right,
luck.
so we got Parks. Do you have like a little bit more time? I got
Yeah, I'm
about
chilling.
3 in the queue, and then I got a couple people up here. Kia, did you have a question again? And then Scully, Cows.
Yes, I do. Actually, I wanted to hear your thoughts on this one take that I have that is concerning, like, to see the thing is, Pod.
Uh-huh.
As a fan, I rocked with you guys, and then by default, they got I watched it because of you guys.
Mm.
And I feel like the beginning of the end of that pod was when Joe asked Bridget to come on instead of Mandy. Because she was like, on one of the pods, like, oh, he wanted you to leave me. And I'm like, you have a whole separate pod with Horrible. Why wouldn't you want Bridget on there? And then it will bring more to see the thing is. So I feel like that it was like a thing starting from that point.
That's
And that's why
possible.
they kind of wanted to step away from the network as well. And I just don't know why Bridget went with that.
I don't know. That's possible. That's something you have to ask them. I don't know what their relationships and beefs are. I try to stay out of that shit as much as humanly possible.
Yeah,
It's
I know. I just wanted to bring it up if y'all do talk about it on the pod.
yeah,
And,
no doubt. Like I said, I'm curious to hear the tea and their side of the story. But in terms of, I feel like I recall some type of animosity in that time period about Bridget being here, about Bridget being here, not Mandy. But I don't know that that contributed to the downfall or any of that. I don't know. That's like I said, that's messy politics shit that I try to personally avoid. If it don't affect what we're doing,
right.
y'all figure that shit out.
Oh
I know
yeah.
that's right.
No, 100. It's just I
Yes,
know y'all gonna probably
agreed.
talk about it, so that's why I wanted to put that out, that theory, and see what you guys think, or to flush that out. And then my very last question is actually just because I see Joe is up here. As a music fan of yours, I would say that I've been waiting, and I would love at some point to see. I know you're retired, but if you did come out of retirement, that you do something with your son.
He's not on stage anymore, but
Oh,
It says
okay.
he's a speaker, but
does
Yeah.
it?
Oh, I think it's glitched out. Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
Yeah,
think it's
dropped a
glitched
oh,
long
out.
okay.
time
Yeah, I
ago.
think it's glitched
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's messed up like that sometimes. Like it'll say people are speakers, but they're really not.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Shout out to the
thank you, and
Bible Machine.
shout out Parks. Thank you so much. You know, one of the weird things about being a podcast fan is that it's the one area where like I listen to you guys for what 6 hours a week probably, and so I was like, I would hate to beat y'all in person because it's like you feel like I know I don't know y'all for real, but you guys do such a good job where it's like y'all are friends in our heads.
Thank you.
Hold on, Scully, before you go, Pat, did you have something to say?
Yo, yo,
What's good?
Yeah,
What's
did
good?
you have something to
y'all
say?
can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect. I just had a quick question
My
for
guy Pat, man,
Parks.
how you feeling? That
Uh,
now of the people that I would have potentially considered a protege, Pat was definitely one of them, and he's gone on to do amazing shit. So shout out to Pat.
well, I honestly have to say, I have to thank you for being like a big part of me even being an engineer today because I was just just a young kid in the studio trying to figure it out. So I appreciate you being graceful in those opportunities. But my real question is, you say you are pretty much almost in the red as far as content. You're married, you have other personal projects. How do you find balance?
It's really tough. I mean, I I feel like I saw someone. I think maybe it was LeBron was recently talking about how like if you want to be like gung ho about a career or a path, especially something that's not like quote unquote normal, you have to sacrifice some time with people, which I probably have with family. I would like to spend more time with them. I'm super grateful that my wife is not needy to the point where she needs me to like not do what I need to do or want to do creatively. So I'm super fortunate in that aspect. I would say that trying to figure out like a routine and a regimen is big. Getting enough sleep is big. Saying no to shit that you can say no to or maybe should say no to is something that I'm still learning how to do, by the way. You don't have to take every gig. You gotta even if you sometimes I have to like lie to clients and say I'm booked just so that like people will take advantage of your time, and you have to sometimes lie. I can't do it that day. We're doing such and such and such and such. Or hey, I have to cancel today because I have to do such and such and such. I might just want to sit on my couch. You gotta start to find a balance, and sometimes that means saying no to certain shit. Every gig ain't gonna be worth it long term. And I know it's hard as like engineers and creatives. We want to be involved in a bunch of shit, but sometimes, and you have to be involved in a bunch of shit to keep money coming in sometimes. But sometimes you got to be like, you know what, fuck that, I'm not doing this today.
I feel that 1,000%. I
Appreciate
appreciate
you,
you.
and congratulations on all your success, man. I know you're fucking out there killing shit. You in LA still?
Yeah, yeah, still out here in this weird
How you
land,
like it?
but it's cool. Um, for what I do, it's honestly the best place. Like as a engineer producer, like this is a spot where you can accidentally run into an artist and now you're doing sessions with them. So I can't complain. I really eventually I'll make it back to the East Coast, but right now it's still some
Yeah,
work to do.
I'm sure as a producer, you just run into so many situations out there that New York isn't really conducive to that because people honestly don't really leave their fucking houses and shit. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's dope. And again, congratulations. I love seeing your name pop up in some credits on some big shit all the time. Pause. That shit makes me happy and
Nah, man,
proud, man. I try to
that means
shout
a
you out
lot.
every time I see it too. So
Nah, trust me, I'm a avid listener, so I catch them all, and I appreciate every time that you do. That
no
means the
doubt,
world to
man.
me.
More success, my brother. No
Likewise,
doubt.
Oh,
likewise.
More
I
more
love it.
like
life.
I
heart.
love it.
Like,
More life, more blessings. I love it.
Yeah, man.
hey, Parks. What happens if you're sick? Like, what does the pod do when you're sick? Because like we're so used to you just always being there.
I don't know. It hasn't really happened. Knock on wood.
Well, Parks, wasn't that one episode where Joe said you worked remotely one episode, like you were just that sick or something like that? Or
There was. I think there was like some COVID shit, or maybe I was like in the other room. I have figured out some workflows where I can do shit remote if need be. But I'm fortunate in that I don't really get sick that often, or if I do, it's not bad enough to take me all the way out. The only time, no, there was the one time this year around Christmas where I was sick, but then everyone else was sick, so we ended up just canceling the pod. But yeah, I got some shit where I can do it remote, or we could have someone go in and record it and send it to me, and I'll EQ it and send it out. There's options available.
confirmed, health is indeed wealth. Shout out to the good doc out there.
All
Yeah.
right, let me get this order. Scully, cows, Lovelace, then knickknack. So Scully, cows, Lovelace, knickknack.
What up? Thank you for your time, people. Shout out to the creators first and foremost.
Always.
Parks, most definitely producer engineer here. I want to tell you, a million years ago when I was working with Cormega,
Mm.
I met Premier, and Premier told me, oh shoot, my bad. Premier told me, because I was asking him about, like, the struggle, like how do you get into the game, and he said, hey, if you're not prepared to do this for free for 15 years, just go find a job today, right?
Facts.
And
Out.
it was at the tail end of the first mega album or the second mega album, and going into the true meaning, and I was doing ghost production at like a high clip, like ghost production and ghost engineering, and I took a lot of gave a lot of good stuff out for the free. So I wanted to ask you, your journey, did ghost production or ghost engineering take a toll on your passion for your craft, or how did it affect you?
I didn't do a ton of ghost anything because well, I mean, in my Chicago stint, I was like intern, then assistant, and even as an intern, I was doing shit that was assistant engineer work. So basically, like an assistant engineer in a commercial facility is like setting up the mics, patching in the patch bay, setting up the board, all that type of shit. I was doing that as an intern, but that's really assistant engineer shit. But I didn't know shit. And at that time, I worked on all these big records and didn't get credited on them in any type of way. And part of that was my fault for not asking. I mean, it shouldn't be my fault, but it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. And so I've always fought, no matter what, even if the finances are fucked up or whatever it is, make sure I have a credit on there. And so I haven't done a ton of ghost shit. I've done a little bit of shit here and there that was maybe undercredited or miscredited or something. And you'd be pissed about that shit, but I always say fight for the credit because it really don't cost nothing to get a credit.
In the credits, like your resume, like how do you go to the next gig? How do people find out, like, oh, I'm listening to some of your shit from 2004 and like it was good, I want you to do the same thing for me? Like, how do you get that help without the credit?
You need the credit, bro. Like I love those first Core Mega albums, and I didn't know who you were, so that's fucked up.
Oh, much obliged. I didn't do that much, but what I did, I loved it. So
Right.
I'm pleased for the journey.
Yeah, so I would say, I mean, I don't know what your current involvement is in music, but to anybody out there listening, fight for credit because again, credit really don't cost anything except for maybe some people's egos, which is a big thing. But you could at least write me in as additional producer or assistant engineer or something. Like there's room for something for me in there. Put me down for something, even if you don't write producer docs up for me or something. Give me some credit so I got some recognition of the work I did.
On your journey, what came first, production, engineering, or DJing?
So my journey as a musician in general, musicianship came first, production came second, engineering came third. In a professional, you know, major label or big independent level, engineering came first. I guess production and DJing kind of came around the same time, but as like a actual creative, production came first for sure. After learning music,
The toughest thing on earth. I learned calculus twice, and I've learned music once. I don't want to do either again, but I'll do math before I do music.
I failed calculus twice.
Shit.
Math is music. What are you saying? When did you start?
Ah,
Scully,
I
I
just
we.
think I think he was I think she was asking when did you start?
when did you start learning math versus music?
Well, shoot. I mean, you start learning math in kindergarten, but they at least with me, because I was overseas. They taught math. They taught everything with music, so it was kind of hand in hand for me from day one. I learned German as my first language with music involved. I learned English as a second language with music involved. Math and English and history, all that stuff. All I just was blessed to have cool teachers that knew kids aren't that great, aren't that bright, but throw some music with it, a beat, some rhythm, and they'll pick anything up that you want them to.
Not kids aren't that great, aren't that bright, but I feel you on
Yeah,
everything.
that was nuts. I was gonna let you skate on that, but that was
Now
crazy.
my kid's 18 now. I can say this kind of stuff. It's cool.
Bullying works.
Cows and then Lovelace.
Yo, what up? Thank you to the host and obviously Dory. Have to fit that in there. Parks, you mentioned.
Yo.
Sorry, Parks, you mentioned getting high and like digesting and dissecting bars earlier, which tells me that you've obviously done that before. Like, I guess, by the way, this is like one of my favorite things ever to do, like with a group of friends. So, like, what's like a memorable moment that you've had, like smoking with a group, just locked into like rap or like just like really dissecting bars? I guess, like, what are those songs that have like amazed you almost, I guess? Like,
Damn, in life, in the totality of the history of my life.
yeah, just like anything that comes to mind, I guess.
I definitely remember. I have some pretty fond memories of listening to Nas, I Am, and Ghostface Supreme Clientele, extremely high with the homies who also rapped, and trying to fucking figure that shit out. So I guess early on that would definitely be at the top of my list. Like Undying Love, fuck my head up. You know what I'm saying? Like